Hey, welcome back, everybody. So, to jump right back in, our wonderful little band of party poopers, my name, they haven't picked a name yet, met each other in the crossroads outside the Half Mounds in Port Zane, each of them following a potentially endangered children, as well as a mother that was looking for her kids, but unfortunately they were swindled, and a bunch of obelisks pulled them beneath the surface of the ground. They fought their way valiantly out, only to discover that the dungeon went deeper, and they solved the puzzle. They fought a gargoyle, they found a little duck friend, and finally swam their way, almost dying multiple times in the river to, like, no monsters or anything else, just water, made their way out of the temple, up this weird little sewer system, and to the farm of a young skeleton farmer whose name is Bobby Garcia. And thankfully, Bobby was nice enough to let them spend the night after they helped him get rid of some kobolds. And everyone is now, I'm going to move you back to that map here on Bobby's farm. The sunlight is starting to creep through the Fury Mountains just a bit. You guys went to bed pretty early considering how exhausted you were at the last session. So I will say that you're waking up like right at the crack of dawn, probably 5 a.m. in the morning. There is sounds of animals around, something that you had missed when you were on the road recently. And you hear the slight little yipping of a dog in the back, clearly gnawing on some bones, as well as you hear the crack, 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 crack kind of stomping around of Bobby, who seemingly never went to bed. As each of you wake up at your various locations around the farm, I believe Neriad and Meena decided to sleep outside the gate, not feeling comfortable with their skeletal farmer host. However, Meena, when you wake up, you find a lump of scarlet begonias. Little red flowers have been laying right next to you in a nice gentle pile.
Are they still planted, or have
they are not? In fact, they look like they're a little broken and trampled on. Like, you know, maybe the kobolds had stomped on them earlier or something, and they were just kind of gathered up. But there's like a nice little bouquet of them that have been like gently sort of placed next to you while you slept.
I'm gonna stand up and move a couple feet away from the scarlet begonias, and just kind of like poke at them with my quarterstaff to make sure that they are actually scarlet begonias.
Okay. As you poke at them with your quarterstaff, nothing happens. They are flowers. I mean, I guess you kind of crumple them a little bit more.
I'm going to take my quarterstaff and I'm going to poke Neriad. Hey.
Good morning already. Hello.
Someone dropped flowers next to me, or the flowers walked here. I don't really know what happened, but there's flowers here.
Begonias, they're very relatively rare in these parts. He probably grew these special, right on his farm, likely.
Oh.
I had nothing to do with it.
What are you supposed to do when there are flowers placed next to you while you sleep?
People used to use them for, like, romantic gestures sometimes, but sometimes just friendship. Mm-hmm.
You don't think that the skeleton's trying to make a move on me, do you?
No, probably not. He probably just wants to be your friend.
Oh.
They could be cursed. Did you poke them?
I did poke them because I was worried that they were cursed, because I don't want to not like the skeleton, but he's unnatural, so I can't help it. Maybe we
it's
should...
understandable. I mean, I can't blame you for it. He is an undead skeleton creature.
Maybe we should bring the flowers somewhere else?
Do you know anyone else that would like them?
Maybe Finnegan or Matthias. Matthias would probably like the flowers. He seems like a flower-loving mouse thing.
Oh, he might. You probably would get a friend forever if you gave them to Matthias, though. So be careful with that one.
As the two of you converse about what to do with these flowers, Finnegan, you are awoken by the little bill nipping at the back of your shoulder, trying to like kind of reach inside, presumably this cape that you're wearing right now.
Stop. Gwen, go away. Try to... Hey, Feathers. Oh, the bread thing. Like hold it out?
As you sort of like just sort of think about, oh, I need bread, and you hold out your cloak, you hear ding, and suddenly from out of the ether of the cloak, a freshly baked loaf of bread just sort of slides right out and plops on the ground.
Oh.
And the duck just like dives in, starts smacking
like a cleric,
trying to reach into the.
Where did that ringing come from?
You look as you sort of examine the cloak and chase yourself like a little dog chasing its tail. You see no like logical remnants of where the hell the ding came from. It's just a cloak.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Matthias, you are sleeping up against a tree and I sort of hear some whack, whack, whack right next to you. You also are kind of sleeping next to the large egg that is about as big as you are. And as you sort of start to wake up, you feel a little bit of a rumble in the egg, a little vibration. It sort of jolts you awake.
Okay. Yeah, he'd wake up with his arms covering all of his possessions. And as soon as he sees the egg, well, not so much panic, but obviously he's just woke up. Would roll to this opposite side of the egg and like flip himself up with his possessions in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then just look at it and then go over and can I see anything moving in there or?
With the daylight sort of peeking in, it's still a little bit of that sort of dusky feeling, so it's hard to see any shapes moving inside of it. But as you sort of reach out and put your hand near it, you can feel the sort of like humming and movement. The membrane inside is sloshing about with a little more rapidity than you felt earlier.
Tap it on the top. Oh, you alive, are you?
You hear this sort of like sound and it pause. And then suddenly you hear mirrors the sound that you made.
It's far too smart for a child. Kill it now.
Kill it with fire.
I'll look around. Who's close to me?
Yeah, it might be good for it.
Finnegan and Feathers are pretty close to you.
I'm like, Finn. I'll call him over and I'll notice the bread and I'll quickly go over and try and wrestle some off the duck.
And the duck starts fighting you for the bread. Make a strength check. See.
Why does it have to be strength? I'm a mouse. Natural 4.
Oh yeah, the duck just like rips it from your hand, and it sort of flies over in the corner here with half the loaf in its mouth.
I pull my rapier out. I don't know. I think twice.
So at this point, Zaunder, you don't like the sun very much, and it's starting to get a little brighter. And as you sort of like find that unfamiliar, like strange shielding your eyes kind of feeling, you wake up and that crate that you were sort of leaning up against is very uncomfortable. And as you move to your left, you feel, and there's Gwen right next to you again.
What is happening?
Zaunder scrambles away from her.
And I think this, because you were sort of leaning up against him a little bit on the crate, Gwen, you sort of like slump down and hit the ground and wake up.
As she blinks her eyes, she'll find him just staring at her with like disgust, bewilderment. What is wrong with you?
I just woke up. What did I do?
Why were you sleeping with me again? I thought we had settled this before.
First of all, I went to sleep before you. So if anyone was sleeping with anyone, you were sleeping with me, sir.
I would not have snuggled in next to you.
Right, well, that happened while I was asleep, so I can't say what... what really happened. Only you know.
Well, clearly you woke up in the night, came and found me, and then decided to sleep next to me again.
You know, this is quite the
This has to
story you're
stop.
crafting yourself.
This has to stop.
As both of you sort of think back to the night before, neither of you were sleeping in this spot prior to going to bed.
What's going on?
Are they sleeping?
In the nighttime, we both get up after each other and just lie down.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Speaking of which, at this point, you start to hear, "That's a great little boy, Cassidy. Yes, you're gnawing these bones, and not anyone else. You're all awake." And you see the large, 7.5 foot tall skeleton, still wearing his overalls, carrying his little staff, and with his farming equipment next to him, emerge from out of the little dog pen here. Cassidy in the background, gnawing and munching on this set of small little bones that's been given to them. "Oh, it's lovely. I don't have to sleep myself anymore. So as you probably understand, it's not necessary." Did you have a good rest?
That was a lot of nuts.
Well, I get a little caught up sometimes. Yes, I have not had friends in a while. You see.
That's unfortunate.
All right.
Anyway, we're gonna go.
Oh, you're going already? No, please, just have a moment here. I thought we have some things to discuss. And you sort of look over near this crate over here, and you see that he has 7 different glasses of orange juice that have been sort of set about. Little glasses, I mean, sort of like mugs and cups, and sometimes like little wooden trunks that he kind of found around the area and turned them into little bowls and stuff with orange juice in them. And then little slices of watermelon have been placed on small little plates around as well.
I will look over to that duck, and if it goes for it before me, yeah, I'll quickly go over and grab a cup and some
yeah, the duck seems so fixated on the bread, its normal meal, the thing that it's probably lived on for God knows how long, that it doesn't even notice.
For just for my own reference, because I'll be pooping these out and for the foreseeable future, how big are these loaves of bread?
They're fairly small, probably balances in your hand. Okay. It's yay big. Yeah.
Okay. Right. I'll be dropping loaves. If you
Yeah, very good. Bobby sort of gestures over to the things and says, I turned those kobolds into fresh fertilizer and put it in the orange grove, gave a few of the bones to Cassidy to gnaw on, and hopefully he'll stop going after my femur. Then I stared up at the mostly clear sky, and then I asked Selyun what I've asked her over the past few weeks. Why am I here? Or what is the purpose that I was brought back for? It's quite a question to be asking. Selyun be praised, I've had an epiphany, and I thought perhaps we could all discuss it for a moment, if you don't mind indulging me.
Yes, that sounds interesting. Walk over to it and take some orange juice and down it. Sip it.
Yes,
I'm
very
like
that. I'd love to
lift
make
it
it a bit colder, but it's hard to keep ice out here. Perhaps
It's fine.
A bit of an ice box of some sort. Oh, I see. I see the others are outside. You've come along, yes?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Well, luckily I hadn't tried to say anything yet. As Bobby had been talking, Meena had cautiously made her way in through the gate, kind of gave the side eye to Zaunder and Gwen as she walked by them, and she walked up right as she heard Bobby praising Selyun. And she looks at the orange juice, looks at the watermelon, looks at Bobby, and says, Bobby, were you just praising Selyun?
Yes, well, that's what I did when I was alive, and well, I don't imagine there's much else to do now that I'm undead, so, and that she's my go-to. Yes.
And she hasn't smited, smitten, whatever
smarted.
of smite is.
Smote.
Has she done that to you yet?
Smitten is what those two are over there. Smote is what.
I beg your pardon.
To me. No, yes, no, of course not. No, Shalyun, she has a purpose for all things, and whether she was involved in this, I do not know, but I do ask her for guidance as much as I can.
Oh, okay. And she's going to gingerly go down and pick up a slice of watermelon and like take the tiniest nibble.
Do you have the flowers with you?
Yes, I do have the flowers.
So I see you saw. I knew that you felt a little uncomfortable, so I thought, I didn't want these to go to waste, and perhaps you would find this to be nice. Yes,
Thank you, Bobby. I just want to make it clear that I have no romantic interests in a skeleton, and I was going to share the flowers with Matthias.
I apologize.
Where did that come from?
If customs have changed since I've been dead, scarlet begonias are the pinnacle of friendship. You see,
friendship. We might be able to try to become friends. Can I share the flowers?
Yes, of course. Yes, please don't pluck any. They're quite trampled by those damned kobolds. But yes. Would anyone else like some of this juice? And I even made one for your fine feathered friend there. Yes. Good. Come. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll take some and kind of hold it down to the ground, like place the cup on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, feathers.
Yep, licks it up right from the bowl and after smelling it first. Yeah.
I'll clean that up later.
Neriad is. No, sorry.
Go ahead.
Neriad is just sitting over roughly where Gwendolyn and Zaunder are, and because there's a bit of a fire there, just warmth from the well of fire that's in the middle of this guy's farm.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a well for water, but definitely is fire.
So I have this book open, and it got really wet the other night, and I had it fanning to dry it. How well did this? Excuse me. How well did this book dry out here?
The book seems to be like it's practical for the usages that you had before, whatever you had described in it, but the remaining pages have kind of turned to mush. So it seems like the ink stayed, but the idea of using it for any other purpose would be particularly difficult.
Perfect. That's all I need it for. Anyways, never intend to write any more spells in this book.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I begin by laying out all of the ingredients for the Find Familiar spell and begin casting Find Familiar. But I'm really bad at casting wizard spells, so this takes a while. So I'm just sitting over here kind of reading and mumbling to myself.
Oh, okay. Well, now I need to burn the incense. And darn! I split one in half. Oh shoot! Try again.
And he's doing this for it probably takes him 10-ish minutes while you guys are eating, perhaps drinking. He'll be listening, and if Gwendolyn and Zaunder say anything to him, he'll respond.
So is everyone that wants to has some watermelon?
Why I sat next to you guys.
If anyone wants watermelon or wants juice, that you have plenty of it here, and seeing everyone partaking or not partaking and doing what they want.
Just a feast, just a whole.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know. So you have different backgrounds together, but this is lovely. This is like dessert for breakfast in a kind of way, and it's the ingredients are like magnificent, as I said last time. Seeing you all kind of happy, he sort of folds his bony knuckles together, and if he could smile, he would, as he sort of tilts his head. And, well, I don't mean to interrupt your breakfast, but I do have a proposition, if I don't mind, if you would listen. Is that all right? Yes.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I will listen for sure.
And by the way, Zaunder has been avoiding eating any of the fruit this whole time, but finally he takes a bite of some of the watermelon, and his face lights up. And then he quickly realizes that he's here with other people, and he's like, it's fine, I guess, for service food.
Yes.
I'd be trying to sneak up on this duck to nick some bread.
Yeah, you do have an opportunity to rip off the crumb, and since it's a blind duck, it does not see you coming, and so you sort of rip off a chunk of bread, and it sort of hears it and And then he goes back to drinking the juice, which is really enjoying there. Hope ducks can have juice. I have no idea. So
This is a magic duck, so
it's
it's fine.
it's a magic flying duck, so it's fine. At this point, Bobby says, "Yes, well, I don't intend to be marketing in the Underdark where your people are from, but I do think that it stands up for surface people food," and he makes the air quotes. But yes, if you don't mind, I would. Part of the problem here is that I don't really have anyone to market this to. I've tried to bring it to the Fertile Farmer Society, and as you saw from my note, well, they are quite quite picky in what they choose there. A bit offensive, to be honest. And then I tried to carry the crates myself to the southern outpost, but as soon as I got nearby, a slew of arrows flew near me just the other day. It was quite a fright, so I took it back. And I have all these oranges and all these watermelons and just not much to do with it. So I also, problematically, have these kobolds, of course, and they'll come and attack me, it seems like, daily at this point. And, well, I have not learned their lesson yet. I tracked them down last week. I found that they have found a bit of an old dwarven mining camp that they seem to be using as their home. So here's my proposition, to get quite down to it. I believe it's called a quid pro quo, as the Celestials may say, if that's still an expression in this time, is it? I don't quite know. I don't even know how long I've been dead. Well, so I have very little use for gold. As far as I'm concerned, you can take 80% of the profits from any of the sales if you are capable of getting my goods sold around the area. 20% of it, I merely ask that you buy me more farming equipment and seeds and other things that you might see with 20% of it, and the rest of it, well, on for you, in whatever way you would like to spend it. And with regard to the kobolds, well, yes, I do wish that they would stop. And the other thing I might say is that, as you may know, I'm a bit of a magical type, sort of like him over in the corner, but I think I'm a little better at it. No offense, good sir. I was a bit of an enchanter in my day, and I have some abilities. If you could bring me back some quartz crystals, which is where that dwarven mining place used to be filled with them. Yes. If you could bring them back to me and get rid of those kobolds, I'll make your weapons all sorts of magical properties to them. Yes, I can. If you're interested, those are my propositions. Sell my oranges and get rid of these kobolds, and, well, I'll be one happy skeleton farmer.
It's a deal.
Whoa, hold on.
So, to get this straight, you're going to enchant items for us if we go kill the kobolds.
Yes, indeed. You would need to gather the remaining sort of quartz crystals from the mine. But if I grind up the dust a bit and lickety-split, poof, I can have a nice little magical rune enchantment on your weapons there.
All right.
Sounds simple enough.
Yes, and this would make us stronger as a group of trusted adventurers. I'm sure it would build our name as well.
We look after my
famous and save the world from the empty.
Will you look after my baby?
What?
I'll point to the egg.
The egg everyone sees there is every now and then a slight little.
Zaunder leans over to the nearest
like that.
person. Do surface mice lay eggs?
No.
Yes.
Probably Gwendolyn, right?
I don't really know, and I don't really want to find out.
I want to find out.
Even if surface mice do lay eggs, I don't think he's
It's
the
no
right.
longer a private conversation.
He's not a mouse. I've got really good ears.
I don't lay eggs.
You whisper, you speak in your sleep and you snore, and it's quite a.
Wait, we speak in our sleep. What did who was talking?
Oh, I wasn't paying much attention. I was trying to use those kobold bodies and pull out their bones and stuff, but yeah, I heard some screeches of some horrible things. It felt like you were all having nightmares, to be honest. In fact, I noticed quite a bit. The two of you were so shaken that you kind of ended up, over there together. I have none of my business, of course.
I had a very good night's sleep last night. I had no nightmares.
I bet you did.
Thinking.
Hey.
I smack you on the shoulder.
As if I would be afraid of anything.
Well, yes, the subconscious, as it's called.
Aren't you? Wait! Back up a second. Aren't you like afraid of doors? Didn't we experience that literally yesterday?
Afraid of what?
Doors.
Oh, that was different.
Remember, you had to walk backwards, and then you fell down a slide, and we had to come after you.
It was a strange door. I don't know how none of the rest of you understood. There must have been some sort of enchantment on it.
Right.
Oh, it was magical, but that's all I could tell. I'm sorry. Otherwise,
See, I told you.
Give you more concrete.
I clearly just had the keen senses to tell that it was magical.
Give us a second to talk over the deal.
Oh, of course, yes. Well, help yourself if you'd like any more food. I've got a few of these watermelons split over here, and you notice in the back, around the corner, there's like a chunks of watermelon kind of sitting on the ground, still ready to be cut up. And he kind of goes back in with Cassidy and says, Cassidy, you must take your time. I don't have all the bones in the world.
Turn to everyone.
Are we wanting to get our items enchanted then?
Oh, definitely.
All we have to do is pawn a few surface fruits on some stupid idiots and exterminate some vermin.
You're gonna go with that phrase. You're gonna go with that.
Well, okay. Maybe just idiots.
All right.
Try to use that less when we actually talk to the customers. They don't like that very much.
Stupid idiots don't really like being called stupid idiots.
Maybe
don't
we
just
should
go.
let him talk to the customers.
Don't just walk up and be like, "Hey, you dumb idiot, buy some fruit."
I'm perfectly capable of selling fruit. I would say, you there, surface scum. I demand that you take this fruit and pay compensation for it.
That's like slightly better.
That's a good start.
Pitch a little bit.
Sure. How much you asking?
He doesn't have any fruit, Matthias.
Oh.
See, like I told you to.
Anyways, I said discuss the deal. I didn't really care about. No offense, you, Gwen.
What?
Are we doing it?
I mean, I wasn't really planning on it. But then he was like, "Oh, you could have magical daggers and shit." So why not?
Were you impersonating my arms flailing? I think you probably were. Noted.
What? No. What?
Oh dear.
All right.
So,
all right, we're in.
Why not? And the kobolds probably they like to steal shit. So
The kobolds are just small lizards, aren't they? They're just little stupid lizards. Oh, sorry. You have proton on you, right?
No, not yet. So at this point,
he's still casting.
Yeah, this is good timing though, because at this point he's probably finished, but Neriad's not sure that he's finished. But the incense stopped burning, and he's like,
I think the spell is done now. It must have worked.
And then he just sits there for a moment, and then out of the sky, as high as you can possibly imagine, this tiny blue lizard just falls, and it lands really gently on the top of his head, just. That's it. And that's it. And he's not even sure it's there. And he goes, Proton, and he kind of climbs down onto his face. And everybody else, I guess this is the first time you guys have seen this. It's a small blue lizard with little gold finned ridges on his back that go down, and a little golden belly, big bulgy eyes, and he just kind of walks around on top of my head and around my body most of the time.
Oh, who's that little feller? And I'll kind of like walk up and like, can I?
Yeah, his little hands just kind of reach out towards you like this and pinch.
I'm sitting there waiting for the zap because I'll see it and do it to Meena.
He grabs your finger.
So as soon as he grabs your finger, you get a tiny shock, like you've rubbed your feet on the carpet too much.
Oh.
But he'll still try to grasp, and if you let him, he'll grab you without shocking you.
Oh, whoa.
So now he's climbing on you. That's he has a mind of his own, so I don't really control him very much.
Okay.
Zaunder scoots away from Gwen as soon as the lizard climbs onto her.
Playing around with it, being like,
"What's wrong, Zaunder?"
His name's Proton. He'll be a good friend of yours if you treat him well. let him eat flies, and sometimes he'll just run off. Let that happen. He'll either come back or he won't, and then a couple of days later, I'll summon him again.
Well, Matthias will obviously see Proton doing this with his hands, and he'll try and mimic that to Gwendolyn.
What are you doing?
Almost like to pick him up, sort of thing.
She kind of like she backs away. It's like no.
As Gwen scoots away from you, Matthias, your mage hand just swoops around and it sort of like dances in front of your face very quickly and sort of points, and then does this, and then it shoots across your shoulder back towards the egg.
Oh, I'll look at the egg.
As you turn around, the egg starts to crack apart.
That's probably a problem, everybody. Look at this egg thing is happening now. Oh, crap.
I'll run over there all excited. My baby's cooked.
What? The egg shatters and breaks and pulls apart, and suddenly one sort of scaly like leg pumps out of one side, and another scaly slimy leg pumps out of the other side, and then sort of like that old show The Dinosaurs where the baby kind of still has the egg on it, the head sort of pops straight out. It's this sort of strange green flat-nosed creature with darkened eyes around its face. All of you can make nature checks if you'd like.
Ooh, okay, sure. Why not?
It's hideous.
I could do nature. Oh, for fuck's sake, not with 4 on a dice. 10.
I hate that you made me remember dinosaurs. I got a
18.
9.
11.
Not the mama.
Thanks for Meena getting an 18.
Please.
All right.
That's I have a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Any of you that rolled above a 15 would immediately recognize, oh, that's a basilisk.
I said, oh, my fuckabagorus.
Oh.
So if Proton is afraid of this basilisk, which I suspect he probably is, wherever he is on your body, Gwendolyn, you feel like the hair on your neck standing up. Yeah, Proton. Yeah. So it's just like an electric charge where he is. It's not really hurting you, but you can tell there's something there. Like he's nervous.
I will go over and start petting it.
Yeah. As you reach forward, you touch, and it's sort of slimy. The sort of rest of the egg starts to crack around it and shake off, and you can kind of help pry it open, and it pushes its way through the membrane of the egg and sort of shakes away the shells. It's gooey. It's still kind of slimed, and its eyes are just barely cracked open right now, and it sort of feels your warmth as you move your hand across it. And at first it recoils just a bit, and then you hear sort of like, oh.
In terms of baby basilisks, are they gonna like murder us right now, or like?
Are they hostile?
Yeah, what's gonna happen with it?
Oh my god, it loves me.
These kind of creatures are very trainable, despite being very dangerous. And so, if you can train it early enough, it can be a wonderful protector. It takes a while to grow, and their eyes barely open at the beginning and don't really do much for quite some time. It takes like the majority of a year before their eyes will fully kind of develop and open, and they start to have those sort of petrification abilities. But they are very trainable. They typically have at least one master and will not ever look at their master in the eye if you train them properly.
Oh. Can I go up and give us riches?
Yeah, absolutely, if Matthias will let you.
Oh, you want to know me now, do you? Want to know me now? No, it doesn't say.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to know Matthias.
I'm putting it on the head. There.
Stupid fly. Yeah, it feels the sort of a little warmth around it and starts to kind of shake away the rest of the shell, and that goop you help kind of scoop away. And as you walk up to it, Gwen, it feels another sort of hand, and at first it's sort of confused, and then it sort of, what was it? Sort of feel that kind of feeling around it. It's a sort of like strange meow noise, but a lot more like bassy and slimy, as it says it.
Zaunder is also going to go up to it and try like poking at it or petting it.
Matthias will sneakily try and put his head like in the way of like Gwendolyn's hand, so he might get a scritch.
Sneaking in underneath the.
What did we say about consent last week? Zaunder, as you move forward and sort of make the little poke, the head of the creature is sort of flanked by Gwen and Matthias, so you have to sort of reach around the middle. But it's a big slimy, goopy thing, but it does let you kind of like reach and poke, and you feel this hard, leathery skin in front of you right there.
It's disgusting.
But
I want to pick up feathers and like hold them and keep them away from this thing.
hey, look at how cute he is.
Yeah, Zaunder keeps petting it, and eventually, you can hear him absentmindedly starting to talk in like kind of high pitched, like slightly higher pitched, like drowish.
What does it sound like? You have to give it to us.
I mean, you know, it's just kind of like, hey there, like, but in a different language.
Very good. Did any of you speak Elven?
No.
Please, God, please. No, I don't.
Okay,
I do.
in
fact.
Oh, yeah.
I don't speak Elvish.
So you do translate this as him being very cute.
Yeah, he's just like, hey there, little fella, you're going to devour your enemies so well, aren't you? Like,
I was so I think I was mid-sentence to Meena saying, "Oh, look, he's a real softie." When you said you're going to devour your enemies, and I just stopped.
what?
Nothing. It's fine. Nothing.
It's at this point that Bobby does sort of emerge back from the fence and said, "Oh, I see that. Oh, wow, that damn basilisk hatched. That's quite a thing. I thought it might take a little longer than that, but where in the earth did you all get a basilisk egg? I wondered that all night."
Well, it's my. I'll look to Finn. I'll say, well, I've got lots of best friends now.
Yes. Well, I mean, in terms of my proposition, what is it that you would have?
Right. We'll do it.
I don't see why not. Yeah.
I'll do it.
I look forward to helping you.
Oh, this is delightful. What quite a day. I would offer you treats, but you've already had my selection of things, so I will hold up my end of the bargain. I quite promise you that. And you know what? If you need to leave that little fellow with me for a while you go off to do these things, that would be quite fine. Yes, I've been pretty good at training Cassidy here. It can't be much different than that. Yes.
You could feed it the duck if it gets hungry.
You can no.
Well, it's a greedy little shit. He keeps eating the bread.
Well, it's his bread, Matthias.
Is it?
I mean, theoretically, you could also feed the basilisk mouse if you wanted to.
We just need to find us some mouse. Some
Right.
edible ones. Did I manage to get a scritch, by the way?
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I think that unless she was really paying attention, you definitely at least
I would have
your
probably
hand.
done like one and then been like, and then
Why is it greasy? Yeah, like
Once you go mouse,
more
you
like
never go
fur.
back. All right.
it like really grosses her out. She's like, no, and like goes back to the.
rather have the scaly basilisk.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
Leave
yeah,
that-
I mean, like
leave the,
you guys, if you
nice-
guys are paying enough attention, like when Gwen moves, she has like this kind of like diagonal skirt
Body.
thing almost.
Oh.
And on her upper right thigh, she has a tattoo of a snake, just like kind of like coiled there. But it's very like subtle and covered most of the time. But that's the little thing that she has, just like.
Has Zaunder seen it?
Oh yeah, Zaunder's definitely seen it.
He's seen the other 7 that you have.
I have one here. And
I have not seen anything, I assure you.
Well, you all look to be quite a happy family, as far as I can tell. And yes, well, I'll give you directions here to the kobold camp, if perhaps you can get that taken care of, and then we'll start the shipments. And well, whatever ideas you have for rebranding, as you said, I'd be quite apt to that, as long as people know it coming from good old Bobby Garcia. Yes.
Do you have any way to transport the goods? We don't have any
Like a
kind
cart.
of cart or anything, but if you had even a little one, we can probably find a way to pull it.
Yes.
we should probably do the kobold thing first, right? and then
Oh,
come
yeah,
back
we'll
to
take care of that and get that out of the way.
route and
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll have you a little cart by the time you get back. I do remember there being an abandoned farm not too far from here. I can pull something from there, certainly, yes.
If you find a broken one, even if it's just all the little pieces, I can put it back together for you.
Oh,
So-
well, good enough.
Quick question. You said there was an abandoned farm. Why
Yes.
haven't you located to that one instead of this?
This particular soil is much more conducive to growing oranges, which is what I managed to find some seeds for. There's the other farm. It's not nearly as nice as this one. They did have a cart, which was good. I remember.
Oh. All right, it's good enough for me.
which direction is the?
How far is it?
Yes, it's just a few miles. It shouldn't take you more than an hour or two to get there. And he walks to the front of the gate and sort of immediately points, like, basically directly south, and kind of angles his bony arm, and a skeletal finger reaches forward. If you follow the sort of break in the trees in that direction, you should see quite a few tracks since they've been here so often. Follow those tracks southward and make a little bit to the right, and you'll see that there is this small mountain-esque thing that emerges right at the foothills of the Fury Mountains, and there is this, well, you can't miss it, quite a big camp.
I'm going
All right.
to run and climb up Meena quickly to the top of her head and have a look.
Oh.
For where he's pointing.
Hello, Matthias. I was wondering how long it would take you to climb up on top.
It was just a ploy. I don't think I could walk that far.
I did not mean for that to come out that way.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
Perfectly innocuous sentence.
Oh man, good stuff. Yeah. So
I said that quite quietly while I'm looking for where he's pointing.
So you have some time to gather your things and get ready, and you can leave the little basilisk in the pen here with Cassidy. Cassidy seems very interested in it, but it's in a very loving kind of way. There's no tongue. It's just like he makes the panting noise, but there's no tongue.
It's dirty. I don't
Bone
like
dogs and basilisks. Knew it.
It's probably best you keep it here for right now. Nice.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to start heading in that direction if you'd like.
Whisper to my mage hand, go get me a couple of oranges.
Swoops into the car thing, grabs 2 oranges, and sort of like rolls. You know those what are those called? Stress balls that you roll back and forth in your hand. It's sort of like doing that as it, and then starts juggling it forward for you, and then sticks them in your pouch. Gives you a thumbs up.
Stick it in my pockets, but obviously it'll probably look quite wrong. So yeah, I'll try and find a pouch to put a couple of big oranges in.
You look like a Mountie walking around with big
Walking around with a couple of footballs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The sun starts to rise in the sky. Zaunder, that's a bit uncomfortable for you, but you're getting a little more used to it, using your cloak successfully. Are you bringing the duck? What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. So you said there was a hood to this cloak of buns,
Indeed.
and it sits like on my back, as most cloaks do.
Mhm.
Can I take the duck and like put it in the hood so it's like on my backpack, so it's not
Almost
on my
as
head?
if it's like perfectly meant to do that. The slight little hood of the cape sags slightly, but you feel this little gentle weight in the from the feathers every now and then. But for the most part, Feathers is pretty content to ride along with you.
And I keep.
I'm gonna move. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say I completely forget that the duck's blind, and I look at it and I'm like that to the duck.
Yeah, no response.
I'm going to move over towards Finnegan, and with speech of bird and leaf, I'm going to go to the duck and say, now, Feathers, we're going to go on an adventure, and since you can't see very well, it's really important that you stay close to Finnegan, okay? He'll keep you safe. He likes you a lot.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
Oh,
I don't know what
sorry,
she's saying.
Finnegan. I was just telling the duck that you're going to keep it safe.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't cast Speak with Animals, so I don't really know what the duck is responding to me with. So I'm sorry about that, but you have to keep it safe because I promised Feathers that you would. Please.
Is it like a blood oath?
That's a big weight to just throw on me there.
Oh, I
You don't
thought.
leave the duck behind.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'll protect the duck.
Well, I was just say I'm all right, but what about if we get hungry?
Oh, we could eat.
You
Proton looks meaty.
stole 2 oranges, Matthias.
That's what I said. I'm okay, but what about if you lot get hungry?
Oh, we'll eat you.
I'm not very edible. There's not much meat on me.
I mean, you are
ready to go.
Let's just get out of here. Just walk into the woods.
Be careful now. It is quite a big camp out there. Yes. Bye-bye. You see this bony hand, and he runs back all excitedly and jogs in and starts, starting to tend to the watermelon patch a little bit more as you kind of march off in the distance. And so you start making your way
sitting
south.
on Meena's shoulder.
Making your way south. There is no road here. Most of the land still has that nice fertile feeling to it. So the canopy is fairly thick, although the light still pierces through, and it's a nice, lovely little day that you are all feeling as you march forth along the road. Anything that you'd like to go through while you're traveling toward the previously abandoned Dwarven mining camp?
I'm trying to avoid talking to people.
With my height difference, I'll keep on lookout.
With your height difference.
I'm on Meena's shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and make
Not the tallest of us all.
Zaunder is looking up there. He's a little upset. Or seems to be. He's like trying to hide it because he thought that Meena was his steed.
Oh my god.
I am not a steed.
For God's sake, I haven't rolled over.
What are you? You're not a cow. You're not a
Debatable.
steed.
12 perception.
12 on perception, yeah. You do sense that the area that you're traveling into is not as directly affected by the earthquake ramifications that you see around here. There are still cracks in the ground every now and then. This damn gnat will not go away. There are still cracks in the ground every now and then, but it's not as incredibly cracked and hurt as the area that you've come from previously. But other than that, you don't notice or see anything or hear anything along the way.
Okay.
Okay, look, now that we're away from the skeleton man, all right, just to get it out of the way, that guy was undead, right? Like, we can't just ignore that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Who really cares? It's not like he was attacking us.
Okay.
He's fine.
I guess.
He's definitely unnatural, but
He's
Saloon
fine.
hasn't decided to smite him yet.
Smote.
So, no, I phrased it in the right way that I could use the present tense of smite.
How great it
I
is.
believe it's smelt.
Smelt.
Oh no, smilt is what you read. You'll find out later.
Game of Thrones has grammar jokes, so I guess we can too.
Does it?
It does, yeah. I'll explain later.
Well, this conversation is real interesting. Can we just, focus on what we're doing?
Yes, Zaunder. What are you doing up here?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Well, you're underground, and then you come up here, and you sound like you really miss underground. So why don't you go back? Why do you stay here?
He's part of our family.
Oh, what?
He's part of our family now. You heard the skeleton.
Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, Zaunder could be like our weird uncle.
I'm not a weird uncle.
I've always wanted a weird uncle.
As an elite drow warrior back in the Underdark, I am just here on a raid to find slaves.
Oh, how's that working out for you?
It's a work in progress.
What happened to the rest of your unit? They didn't send you alone, did they?
Of course they did. They knew I could take care of a few slaves by myself.
All right.
Are you lying to me?
How many slaves have you sent back there, Zaunder?
At least 17.
I don't believe it.
I will
I want to
whisper
believe
in
you, and I don't
Mina's
believe
big
you.
ear. I'll be like,
I insight check.
What's a
Zaunder.
slave?
I got a 25.
But none of them were little half things like you because you're useless.
Well, I'm better in a fight than you are, so and I wonder what that says about the Drow warrior force.
Zaunder, I'd be careful calling people little when I'm about 2 feet taller than you are, so...
There's always a bigger fish.
There is?
You keep out of this, Steed.
Yeah.
Zaunder, I don't mean to talk ill of your home. But it sounds like they just exiled you, friend.
Exiled me?
Yeah.
What are you? You must be insane. Who would exile me?
What does exile
Think
mean?
of a couple of people already.
Well, it sounds like they did.
Matthias, do you not know words?
I don't know what exile is.
It's like being kicked out.
Oh.
Yeah.
My heart.
Slave-
I feel it.
You feel it?
Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
Oh.
I do not need your pity, and I was not kicked out, and I will be returning to the Underdark triumphant with slaves in tow.
I don't know why you'd want to go back somewhere that's mean to you like that. Just leave him behind and live in the woods for like 50 years.
No,
Did
he
they-
can't. His sin's sensitive to the sun.
Zaunder, one
Skip
last
that.
question, and then I'll drop it. I'll drop it after this.
Very well.
When the earthquake happened, you didn't hear anyone coming to come get you. They knew you were crawling around underground. They didn't come find you or anything.
I like I said,
People
they
are
trusted me. What was that?
What if they're all dead?
Oh, I don't
They're
think
not all
that.
dead.
I don't
I mean,
think that.
did
at
you
all.
check?
The mighty
Sure.
drow race is far superior to people like you.
I mean,
They would
you
never
said
be-
yourself. Oh, no. You said yourself you were stuck underneath rubble for weeks, crawling around on your hands and knees.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's to say that it didn't just collapse in on everyone?
Well, it probably didn't collapse on everyone.
Well, I found my way out, and they would too.
But you were already close to the surface, weren't you? Because you were on your way up here to get your slaves?
What is the point of this?
I'm just curious.
I'd just hate to see you get your hopes up.
You're welcome with us. I know we're not as good as your other family, but
Oh well, I wasn't saying that at all. I wasn't saying that. Not even remotely.
I
you
was.
can be a powerful ally. Oh, it's lightning and stuff from the sky.
Enough. I need a moment of silence, please.
Okay.
No more questions. He pulls the hood up over his head firmly.
Gwendolyn, I think you might have hurt Zaunder's feelings.
Oh,
no.
he's always like that.
He's always like that. At least from the 2 days I've known him.
Well, probably because you're always like that.
Oh, I
not
never
entirely
thought
sure
about
what
that.
Would you care to elaborate, Meena? She gets
You know,
real close to you, like real close, and
You
just
really
like,
don't care to elaborate. You should let's go to the mountain. It's
I
over
mean.
there, guys.
And I kind of walk off.
You know what I mean, and we should just let Zaunder have some silence and keep going to the mines.
oh, I'm happy if he's going to shut up for a minute. That makes my day a lot better. And I turn around and I follow Neriad.
So the party is with some tension as they march through the woods here for the next about an hour and a half, comes close to 2 hours. The sun is really coming up. Feels like full morning now, probably 7:30 in the morning.
Hey, Gwendolyn, did you see Proton? He was on you last time, I remember.
No, and I like look in like my many hidden pockets and pouches. Kind of like lift up my skirt and fucking, is he anywhere?
Oh, as soon as you went over next to that the basilisk, he would have left you and just run off like into the wilderness. So he'll arrive eventually.
Yeah.
I think I might have upset him when I went to go pet the big snake. So
Oh, that thing, yeah. A very crazy creature. I mean, lizards eat other lizards. Have you seen that before? They're scary.
I've heard of basilisks before, yes. I kind of like me some lizards though. Everything else is kind of like Matthias. I'm not really a big fan of him. And
Oh, you
big
don't
furry.
like it? He's so fuzzy. Oh,
No, it feels not right.
like the top of his head is like a little ball of fuzz.
No, stop, please.
It's about that time that the two people in the front, Neriad and Gwen, as you're kind of cringing, you come to the top of a hill, and the hill itself is overlooking a large fenced-in area, and there's a bit of a mountain that's coming out of it. And I will move you to the map.
Oh, look, we're here. Look, I've drawn a map
right.
for us.
Yeah, that's the right thing. Okay. And here you go.
Oh my god.
I have to thank Harry for drawing some maps for me this week in a busy week. So hopefully this kind of quality is good. I think you'll be able to tell what maps he drew and which ones I drew.
They're all beautiful equally.
But thank you, Harry. You're amazing. Our DM.
Which side of this are we coming up on?
So you would be overlooking it from this area in the bottom left-hand corner. So if you can, grab your tokens here. In terms of the order that you arrive in.
Neriad would be forward.
You are crested slightly above this particular area. But as you kind of get to the top of the little hill that you're on, Neriad and Gwen, make a perception check.
All right.
I'm still on Meena's shoulders as well, so
10.
18.
Gwen, one of the first things you see, in addition to all this incredible fencing around the area and some structures emerging forth, you do see movement. And there is, just above the tree line, there is a tower reaching up out of this particular camp, and there is a blur of yellow that kind of moves back and forth across the tower, looking around.
Okay, and it just seems like there's one blur of
As far as
yellow?
you can tell, there's just one thing moving from where you are right now.
And it's here?
Yes.
Okay. And about how often is it pacing? Never stopping moving in that one area, or does it disappear?
It's not even pacing, it's fidgeting. It's almost just kind of looking around, and then it just sort of shrugs and kind of walks to the other side and looks around and kind of shrugs. It's very erratic in its movements.
All right, I turn back to everyone and I go and I crouch down and come here, everybody.
Everyone else, I think, arrives at this point, kind of emerging around, and sees similar things to what Gwen is seeing, although she's seen a little bit of movement there. Go ahead, Gwen.
So, and I'm being quiet. There's someone up in that tower. I believe it's only one person, but plan of attack. Do we want someone to go up there and get them? There's probably some kind of an alarm bell or something, unless these kobolds are morons, which they might be. But
I could go up there.
Well, you could just bring the tower down.
No,
can I aim at the tower from here?
Much harder to do, and also a lot louder.
Yeah, it looks fun though.
Let me see. You are currently, this map is a little bit off from where you are. You're kind of a little bit off the map right now. So I'm going to say that you're about 150 feet away from the beginning of the fence, and the tower's inside the fence a little bit, probably back another 10 feet. So 160 feet away from this particular person that's facing right now.
Would you like me to go and have a look?
Yeah. So are you going to go to the same place that Gwen was, or are you going to go somewhere else? Matthias.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about I thought we were talking to Gwen now, so...
Well...
How good of a climber are you? Because I'm not really seeing stairs on the outside.
Look at these hands. Not very good.
Oh, they're greasy.
Okay. Well, maybe... but you're quiet, right?
Yes. Quiet as a mouse.
I'd give a stink eye right over here. Okay, so do you think you can take him out in one hit, or do you need some help?
I should be okay.
All right. I'll look around everywhere else, I suppose, and see if I can see anyone
closer. It would get a little closer just in case something bad happens. We can help him.
Why don't we get about 40 feet out? That seems like a good distance where we can see, but they might not be able to see us as clearly.
Just just looking at the layout. Is there trees that I can climb up and maybe walk along the branches?
There is. There are some trees. They go right up to the edge of the fencing. The fencing is about probably say about 9 feet off the ground, and these little short trees kind of, some of the branches have been nipped off, but they cut off right at the fence line that you see on the map here, straight in front of the tree. Right around there. Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to climb up the tower, I could just try and hit him with my crossbow.
Right, but what if you miss? Then he knows.
Well, what if he gets caught climbing up there? Then he knows.
Ready your crossbow, and then if he fails, we can shoot him. Not Matthias, but the thingy.
Oh goodness! I thought you were talking about the mouse.
The only issue with shooting someone and missing is that if you're not directly next to him and they start yelling, you can't put your hand over their mouth. You're kind of just fucked. But I think that having a shooter as a backup plan could be kind of useful.
Let's go. We can do it.
Have it your way.
I'll get closer to a tree and I'll be like, give us some help. And I'll get my mage hand to grab me by the collar and help me climb a tree.
Before that, though, I need everyone that's getting closer than this hillside. So you're all, again, about 150 feet away from the fence, 160 from the tower. I need a stealth check. If you're staying back, you don't have to make one. But if you're going forward,
I haven't rolled over 10 yet, but 16.
Okay.
I'll stay back.
I might at least get within crossbowing range, so like 100 feet.
Okay.
Although we're in sunlight though, aren't we? So I'll have disadvantage regardless.
That's correct. Yeah, the sun is beaming down. In fact, the sort of canopy that was shielding some of the sun has been completely cleared from this area, and so it is quite bright in the morning.
Not going to bother then.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
Proton got a 3, so Matthias notices him climbing up onto his back. A little shock when he touches you.
Yeah. So, you do feel a little lizard as you start to move forward, kind of nip at your back and kind of buzz a bit. But you are so stealthy that you seem to crawl down on the ground and kind of move down the hill and jump up to the trees and hold your back to it, Matthias and Gwen, and they don't seem to notice you.
Okay. I will try to climb the tree with the help of my mage hand.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you an athletics check with advantage because your mage hand, since it can hold
it can hold a quarter of my weight. So
yeah.
How heavy are you? Oh, are you 40 pounds?
Yeah, I'm only 20 pounds. Mage hand can carry 5, right?
Mage hand can carry 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, carry half your
Yeah,
weight.
so you carry half your weight.
It's like I'm flying, or I literally walk up the tree. Then.
You're like levitating.
Yeah.
A little careful about the way that we use this, but for now, I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Athletics advantage. Okay, well it was the same. I rolled a double 12.
Okay.
Straight 12.
Yeah, as you merge up the tree, you do slip a couple times, but your mage hand kind of is there to catch your foot and kind of give you that lift back forward, and you make your way
your butt the whole time, just like you got this.
Watch your thumb. Watch your thumb.
Into this particular tree right here. And as you start to peek over, you do notice the other structures in the area for the first time. There is a large tent in the middle here, as well as a lot of small tents off to the right side and a few over here. As you peer across the fence, you also notice quite a few other kobolds near the mine. They appear here. They all seem to be kind of squawking and trying. They're kind of squeaking back and forth to each other, walking in and out of this mine shaft that you see at the back of the place. Some of them running out very quickly, some of them sort of like laughing and they kind of keep moving back and forth in that direction.
Okay. I will sit down quickly, pull out some of the charcoal and paper that I've got, quickly mark out this map, and the mage hand will just carry it down to Gwendolyn and then come back to me. And I'll mark where the kobolds are.
Yeah, that's nice. Take a point of inspiration. That's cool as shit.
Oh, thanks.
Very cool. Yeah. So you scrawled some charcoal and you get the layout. Pretty. Let's just make an intelligence check just to see how accurate you are, just for fun.
I've got cartography tools. So how do I do it? It's just proficiency. Is it proficiency and my intelligence, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, with the cartography schools.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey, there we go. It is like a perfect. In fact,
This is the
exactly
best
what
map
you
I've
see
ever
Harry
seen.
has drawn so perfectly for me in this map is incredible in the way that you see it exactly. The
I draw
same.
like the dragon on it, the north, south. everything.
Yeah, and you did notice, Matthias, I'll add in here because it was so good. There were some cracks in the ground that are earthquake-esque as they lead toward the mine. You haven't seen those in a bit as you march through the forest, but they did seem to be around here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So Gwen,
So obviously I can
map.
see this one at the top of the tower, yeah?
You can. You could sharing directly at him, although he's just like lazily kind of looking back and forth, and every now and then he turns back and looks at the mine and kind of leans over and just wishes that he were over there handling whatever they're handling in that direction.
So
That's
on
what
this
he said.
map, I would have drawn the kobolds and then directions that they were walking, sort of thing. Do I? Obviously, I'm assuming I'd need to see a perception to see any others.
Yeah, I think that you're such a good position. You see, it's roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them near the mine shaft. 2 of them in front of this tent here. You can't see everything because the tent's very big, and the mine shaft. There may be others inside of it, but from what you can tell, there are 1 in the tower here, 2 outside this particular large tent, and then a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 near the mine shaft, moving back and forth and pacing in and out.
Okay. So once I mark all these down, send that down to Gwendolyn so she can show the others. I will sort of like go across the branches and try and get closer stealthily.
Yeah. make a stealth
How
check.
far am I from this kobold?
You are, the branches kind of lean directly on the fence, so that's going to be pretty easy to do. But there is about a 10-foot gap between, well, we'll call it about a 7-foot gap between the edge of the watchtower, which is taller than the fence itself, and then the bottom of the fence.
Okay.
The tower reaches up probably about 20 feet tall.
Right. I will stealth and nimbly go across the branches to try and get close. Try and get myself a better position to take him
Perfect.
out.
It's going to be a little difficult, but give me another stealth check.
Yep. Oh dear. That's 13.
13. As you sort of try to make your way through the branches, you hear the kobold sort of whip around and look for a second. What do you do?
Make myself really low.
Okay.
And
you
hide.
sort of hover down the branches, and the kobold sort of like
How
sneaks
far am I
around
from
and
it?
starts looking in the. You are Pythagorean theorem for a second. I will say that you are about 15 feet from it.
Oh, quite close then. I will pull my blow gun out and just load it quickly. Like
Okay,
obviously
you load it in
slowly,
there.
and just get it ready.
Peeking through and looking and trying to see. Hasn't called out or anything yet, but it definitely saw something moving and heard something as well. It's looking around very furtively as you stealthily load your blow dart in. Gwen, at this point, you've been able to look through the map and see what's going on. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Did anyone sneak up with us? Me and Matthias.
I think it was just you two.
Okay.
I stayed back.
So Zaunder, I think, got a little closer. Other than that, it was it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find like a good sniping position to try and cover.
Yeah. Go ahead and make we can call that a survival check. Just to see
Great. That's gonna.
how awesome your ability here to find a good sniping spot.
Oh boy. Okay. That is a 17.
17. You find such a good spot and kind of lay on the ground and get your crossbow in that prone position that is the most advantageous. So for this, any attack that you make in this position, your disadvantage is gone. You would have advantage from that.
Technically, I have advantage. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, perfect.
All
right. Anyone else?
I was gonna kind of sneak back to everyone and be like, all right, this is the situation we have going on in there. And like kind of like point to like, here's where the kobolds are and here's where this kind of stuff is and blah 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 blah. And
Did you draw this? Did you draw this map?
no, actually it was Matthias.
Oh,
You're kidding. It's pretty good.
Because apparently very nimble little mouse hand. So
I could use
It's
it
pretty.
more
It's
color.
like exceptional. Yeah.
so I think that after Matthias takes out that guard, we maybe could where this tree is here, and I'll kind of point to the tree next to the guardhouse. We could maybe all climb over the fence here, and then use the tree as like cover, and then sneak in that way instead of going through the front gate.
All right.
And then we can all go together, and we don't have to be quite as quiet because there won't be anyone in the tower to overhear us. So that's what I was thinking. But,
That's a good plan. Let's see how if Matthias can take this guy out. And
I'm gonna look up and do I still see this dude in the tower?
Yeah, and in fact, he's like really looking intently and furtively into the branches.
I'm gonna sneak back up.
Oh wait, actually, 1 second, Gwen.
What?
Could I see the map real quick?
sure, here, I'll give it like one last look of like, okay, this is where this is, and here's all the stuff.
Oh, you can have it back. 1 second.
No, it's all right.
Can I draw like a good? Can I like write "good job" in like red, on like the top left corner of it?
Oh my god, you fucking like teacher, just like 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
Check plus is what you
Scroll
get.
it back up and hand it back to Gwen.
Okay.
Oh. Right. Okay.
So I'm waiting. Sorry, go on.
Good. No, Matthias, I think it's back to you now.
So obviously he was leaning on the side at one point, wasn't he? Leaning over to look around. I'll wait till he's leaning over, and then I want to stick the blow dart because they're only tiny, like into his neck, into a vein of his neck or something.
Sure. He's not necessarily leaning over the back end of the railing like he was before. Now he's much more interested in hearing a noise in the branches and trying to figure out where you're coming from. But
so, my point is, I want him to, like if you were leaning on the side of something, because he's looking over, he's leaning on the side. So if I managed to take him out, he would just slump. I don't want him to fall over, off, or anything. I just wanted him to slump, down. So
yeah, you get the sense that he's not going to fall off this tower if you hit him the right way.
Yeah, I don't want him to fall off his tower. I just want him to silently slump.
To slump.
Yeah.
All right.
Am I stealth?
You are stealth. Yeah. He heard something but didn't quite detect where you were. So you can have advantage and sneak attack on this particular attack.
Good. So for fuck's sake, I rolled a 6 and a 7
already.
That would be an armor class 13.
Just hits. Yes.
Nice.
Good. All right. And so that blow dart streaks through the air, and you kind of see he's like catches your eye, and right when he's about to go and speak,
it was good damage though. 15 damage altogether.
15 damage, and he kind of goes
I forgot.
and falls back straight on the tower and collapses on the tower itself, taken out in one blow. Well done, Matthias.
One blow.
So I'm going to sit on the branch again, and then just look to see if there was any alarm or anything.
Yeah, make another perception check.
Come on, I got to roll decent. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Change the dice.
10. Yeah, I might have to, but they're all the same.
As far as you
perception
can
10.
tell, yeah. As far as you can tell, no. I mean, it's you don't see any immediate kind of alarm being raised whatsoever.
I'm going to get my rope
noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there was a slight noise when he kind of hit the tower, but it wasn't very major.
Right, seeing that there's palisades, I get my rope, do like a ring, and then knot it up, and I will walk over the branches and drop the rope, so it's like, like lassoing onto the palisade.
The little posts.
Yeah, the little post stuff. Okay.
Once I want to be able to do that stealthily first, and then I want to go back and sit down.
Is Matthias on this side of the fence still?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah. In
I would
fact,
have been like, I wanted to like be like, Matthias, kind of get his attention after like seeing the kobold fall over.
Yeah. You see the kobold kind of slip back, and then Matthias kind of make this little lasso move here, hook it on the palisade itself, and then look down to you and the mage hand, Matthias.
Yeah. I'll be like, I've put a rope over there.
All right, I'm gonna go get everyone to come over here.
Oh, we're good for here.
Right. I saw.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
That was the mage hand going over her.
Yep. We're gonna climb over behind the tree and be all quiet like. So, don't be startled when we all come up. All right.
Oh, there's no one else here.
Okay. And I'm gonna go grab everyone and be like, "It's all good."
Oh, he did it.
Very good. So you
I will
all
go
kind
back
of
into my
sneak around
position.
together, still being quiet as you can be, but it's that there is no one watching this particular side of what's going on. You make your way up to the fence and see this little rope that Matthias has kind of fixed for everyone. What do you do and where do you go?
Just quickly, I will be watching the tower, and if in case anyone else comes up to check on him.
Yep, very good.
And
Okay.
and I will ready a dart to shoot that person when he comes up, if he comes up.
Yep, so you've readied the action. You're staying still. You've readied the attack action if anyone else comes up the ladder. Got it.
Yeah.
How tall is the fence?
The fence is about 9 feet tall.
Okay, so I'm going to go right up next to the fence, and I'm going to, like, put my hands out. Come on, guys. I can lift you up.
Well, it's a bit demeaning, but all right.
You're here above you. Shh.
Oh, sorry. I'm not really used to covert operations.
To operations. All right.
Yeah.
Help me up. Help, oh goodness.
And I'll grumble and complain as I climb the rope.
Make an athletics check, Neriad.
Sure.
You have to make the wizard work for it.
Does the rope
Yeah,
give
totally.
anything for climb checks now?
Totally.
Yeah, that's plenty. And you know, finding your sprightly spirit from feeling that this group of people are. Say
I
again.
got a 16 for the podcast. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, 16 for the
You're
podcast. You are kind of repelling in a nice way. It hooks pretty well. You're going one step at a time, and it scrapes your tummy a little bit as you kind of get to the top, but you do manage to kind of drop over and sink to the ground. And then I think at that point, Neriad kind of like just sort of crawls over the fence and sort of looks at you oddly, and then leaps to your shoulder. Anyone else? Meena is helping other people up, or how you?
Yeah,
get-
Zaunder is he'll begrudgingly accept by saying, "I begrudgingly accept" out loud.
Okay.
He just like he almost makes her do more of the work as he's going up there.
So Neriad is over the fence. Zaunder makes it over the fence with Meena's help. Matthias is still up in the tree. What do you got? What are Gwen and Finn doing?
I'm just getting rope. I don't want Meena's help.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You scale the rope quite easily and make it across the top. Finn, how do you get over?
All right, fine. I'll walk over to Meena and like hold my hands out. Like, gonna lift me, or am I gonna climb?
I reach out and I grab him, and I just kind of like grab him up and just deposit him over
Yeah.
to be able to get over 9 feet.
This is a weird feeling.
Yeah, incredible grace, like picking up a heavy, when a baby is way heavier than you expected. That's kind of what it feels like when you lift Finn because of his scale mail. It's sort of like, oh, this won't be, and then it really you have to strain a bit, but you do
Being
hoist him
this doesn't awaken anything in me. It's
up
like
and
climb
over. Unfortunately, Meena, at this point, you see coming around the corner a kobold sort of making a patrol around the outside of the fence here.
Can he see me?
Doesn't seem to notice you quite yet.
All right, so I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can to climb up the rope and get
All
up and
right.
over.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a stealth check to see how quiet you can be while trying to hurry.
A 6.
6. Fortunately, as you kind of climb over the fence, this fence is really, really old. And as you get to the top, suddenly you hear, and the weight of the wood kind of bends down and slaps. And suddenly the kobold stops in his tracks and starts to look over. Sees part of the fence lying on the ground.
How tall are kobolds?
This one, you only glanced at him, but you think maybe 3 feet tall?
Can I see this kobold?
You can, yes, absolutely. From your
Can
from
I
your
shoot
vantage
him?
point. Okay, you turn around and shoot. And Meena, you got anything? Or there's sort of a gap in the fence now, right where you came across.
I'm just gonna kind of stand in the gap in the fence, a little dumbfounded. I don't really know what to do at this point yet, and I'm gonna wait to see what happens after
Okay.
Matthias.
All right, Matthias. Let me try to figure out the distance from you to this guy. 55 feet. I don't know your blow dart distance. Is that good?
100 feet. 100 feet. Yeah.
100 feet. All right, there you go. So load it up and take a shot.
Would I still
let that
get
be-
sneak from there?
Yeah, I think that he hasn't noticed you yet, particularly, so that's fine.
Terrifying.
Well, I rolled a 3 and a 10, so 16.
16 hits.
Nice.
Roll damage.
Hang on. I just want to confirm that. 16, yeah.
Okay.
So that is 5 already, and 8 damage.
8 damage. Gonna have to look.
That's pretty close.
He suddenly takes the dart in the neck and falls over dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to keep everyone sweating.
Yes. He had armor. His AC was higher, but he was not healthier. So he does indeed keel over. And another kobold bites the dust. You guys are such murderers.
Guys, it's all the mouse.
Right now, yeah, Meena and Matthias have those kill counts. All right. Matthias, do you do anything after that point?
Well, obviously, I'll put my blowgun away. Can I look around quickly? Anyone else hear that?
Uh-huh.
Hear the fence?
Give me another perception check, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 13.
Yeah, you don't notice anything in particular.
Well, I will stow my my blowgun, and I will, from the branch, jump onto the bit of fence that is still up, jump onto the floor, and then take off the bit of rope from the floor, wrap it back up again, looking at Meena. Yeah, you're not very stealthy, are you?
No, I'm really big. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
At this point, one of the folks that you had seen on the outside of the tent does decide to come investigate what a little strange noise he heard, and he's starting to move this way. This one is too.
Okay. Do we notice them moving, or?
You didn't notice him from the tree, unfortunately. Your perception was too low.
So wait, what's going on the inside of here now that we're all in here? Wait, Matthias is still outside though.
No,
Matthias
I'm inside.
just made his way across right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that you see that beautiful map that Matthias drew, and then you see a kobold, two kobolds approaching from that tent direction. Slowly, just kind of curious what that weird noise was they heard a couple seconds ago.
I go to everyone to be like, this way, and kind of try and gesture to get everyone to move over to the other side of the guardhouse. And the orc dead body, is that inside or outside?
This dead body is outside.
Okay.
This dead body is on top of the tower.
Right. Okay. Great. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of gesturing for everyone to come over here.
Yeah. So based on where you came in, I only need stealth checks from let's see, Meena and Matthias. I need stealth checks.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's still a 10, but I rolled an 18. So it's 18 altogether, sorry. I rolled a 10,
Protons
18
on
altogether.
top of the mouse.
I saw Matthias and how he stealthed, and I decided I was going to emulate him, and I rolled a nat 20.
Nice. So Meena sort of like does a little duck and roll and manages to get behind the tower pretty quickly as everyone kind of scoots forward. Unfortunately, Matthias, your sneakiness has met its match. And as you kind of step away from that little fence that you were kind of hopped on, it also kind of goes and hits the ground very loudly. You hear out.
Somebody has to teach these kobolds how to build fences.
I'll look at the kobolds. I don't mind me.
Both of these kobolds start running forward, and then one of them does catch sight of you, Matthias, trying to sneak across this particular area. And at this point, I think we need to roll initiative.
I look at
I figured out what I was doing wrong, so you could please roll it on Roll20. That would be great. Click your token, and then click your D&D Beyond sheet initiative to make that pop up there. Awesome. Look at this. Wow. Beautiful. Is that everybody? I'm still missing Gwen.
Sorry, do I have to click my token, or will it?
Yeah,
okay.
click token first.
And then click your D&D Beyond sheet. It should populate it.
Okay.
Oh, you've not done this yet, have you, Faye? So click on.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I don't have my shit in.
Yeah.
There we go. Beyond 20.
There you go.
Does that work?
Yeah, that worked.
Yep. You got a 10. Yep.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Now I think
great. Perfect. Okay. Cool.
He's got a 22.
Initiative was 8. The other one's initiative was so bad.
I rolled real bad on initiative.
Okay. And now sending order. Very good. All right, Matthias, you've been spotted. You've been made. You're the first to act. What do you do?
I'll pull out my rapier, like, You got me! And I'll charge towards the first one.
Okay.
And as I go to stab him, some magic will power through my weapon. And I will cast Booming Blade as I try to stab him.
Okay. Here we go.
Come on. 11 on a dice. That's 17.
Oh, yeah, 17 hits. Roll damage.
Ooh, that's 9 damage with my
9
rapier.
damage. You take him out in one blow as well, as he sort of goes, and then just the rapier slices this poor thing's throat. Blood gushes everywhere. The other one sees it and starts to go, but it doesn't get out anything in particular because it's not his turn yet.
And a bonus action, I will. Well, so how far did I move there? Was that? Are these 5 feet? Or I'll take it they're not.
5 feet, yes.
So that's 5, 10, and then 15, 20, 25, and then I will hide as a bonus action.
Very good.
Oh, for God's sake, still a 19 though.
19. Yeah, you seem pretty stealth behind that little tent that's over here in the corner. Next on the order is Zaunder. What are you doing?
All right, so there are only 2 guys over here, right?
Only 2 that you can see, yes.
Well, we don't know their guys.
We also don't know their guys.
Okay,
One.
so
Kill one.
I don't see any of these kobolds over here yet, right?
Correct.
Over
Well, you
here.
see them, but they're not reacting to you quite yet.
Yeah.
You can sort of see them. There's a couple that are poking out. The fence, some of them are blocked by the tent.
All right. I guess I won't pick a fight with them.
Was that an option?
I know, right? All right, I'll shoot this guy then with my crossbow.
Okay.
All right. That is going to be 22.
22 hits. Yeah, pretty good.
These poor things.
Let's see, and that's going to be 9 damage.
9 damage. And once again, you were targeting this one?
This one, yeah.
Yeah, very good. And once again, the crossbow bolt just sinks in very quickly and spews blood outside of them, and you drop this guy in a single hit as it falls over dead. However, the sound of some rapiers and some crossbow bolts flying across the scene, we have a few others now joining the fight, and you see emerging from outside the tent a couple other kobolds. If I could get this damn thing to work, there we go.
Lies, cheat DM. They were never there.
They definitely were. There we go. Token layer and token layer now. Okay, so you see 2 people emerge out of the tent, sort of looking over in the direction. They see 2 dead friends over here in the corner and go and start screaming forward, but they won't get their turns yet. It is now Meena's turn. Oh, sorry, Zaunder, if you had anything else, you can do it.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, Meena, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna move to here so I can get a better vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to chuck an ice knife at this one.
Ice knife.
Ice knife is awesome.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead and make the. That's a save for me? Yeah.
Well, it's a ranged spell attack, and
Okay.
then after the ranged spell attack, there's a save, a dex
Okay.
save.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make that range spell attack.
17 to hit.
17 hits. Yeah, you guys are rolling good.
Where is my d10?
I'm not. I'm rolling bad.
Yeah, but you're still somehow
7
doing
points
it.
of damage.
Just.
Feels good.
7 points of damage. That one takes a big a shoot of ice. Oh, well, you tell me how the spell happens.
So a crystalline ice shard forms in my hand, and I chuck it,
Mhm.
and it gets stabbed into the chest of that kobold, and once it hits, it's going to then explode in like a bunch of beautiful little shards, so it looks like a little snowfall,
Uh-huh.
but it's going to be a painful snowfall.
Nice. Yes.
It's like when insulation falls on you, you're like, oh, it's a pretty, oh God, it gets me
Yeah.
eyes.
He got a 14 on his deck save. The ice penetrates his chest and explodes forward. Does he make a save at 14?
No, it's 15.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's each creature within 5 feet of it. must-
So his friend will also try to jump out of the way and fails as well. How much does that explosion deal?
An extra 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. So now the one that took the ice in the chest and sort of like stumbled forward, screaming. He now bursts from his chest forward. His buddy is covered in these ice shards and gets hit for 7 damage. His buddy is still alive, but he indeed is dead and has fallen down. You guys are making short work of all my pretty kobolds. However, this one was quick on the draw, and it will look at you, Zaunder, and fire a bolt. Did you have anything else in your turn, Meena?
Nope. I just moved back.
This one will be able to fire a bolt towards you, Zaunder. Does a 15 hit?
Just barely. My AC
Barely.
is...
Yes, he does sink in, and you suffer max damage, 7 points of piercing damage as a crossbow bolt sinks straight into your shoulder as it screams, and then you start to see these other kobolds suddenly turning and facing other directions, and that is his turn. Finnegan, you're up.
Great. So this like mound in front of us. How tall is it?
The mound in front of you, it is probably 3 feet. It's sort of like inclined upward. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm able to like get underneath the tower.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. In that case, I will like kind of sidestep to get like right underneath it, I guess. Is that range? No, it's not. So I'll climb up on it. And then slide down it. And as I'm sliding down, my hand is tracing on like the dirt or whatever.
Yeah.
And from it, like some flames, like silver flames start lapping, and they like snake under the ground. And I'm gonna sacred flame that.
Nice, sacred flame. He will make. I think it's a dex save. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dex save. 13.
Fucked. Makes a save. 16. Unfortunately.
Darn.
It's sort of like dodging out of the way of the ice crystal, see this little flame start to ignite next to it and rolls away from it and does indeed dodge slightly. Anything else, Finn?
That was... I need to see how much movement that was really quick. There's 1... yeah, I'll step over here. And that's it.
Okay. Gwen, you're up.
You're muted.
Yeah. I was like, where is my mouse? So they're all coming from the right-hand side, correct?
The one that you see closest to you was the right of the tent, yes. The ones that have turned around seem to be kind of the first layer of kobolds near the tent from the backside. Some of them left, some of them right.
Okay, if I go over this way to... Are these carts or crates or something?
They are, yeah. A bunch of like little broken crates to the side.
Okay, I kind of want to, like, quickly run over here to this, this tree?
Yeah, it's a little bush. Mm-hmm.
Or bush or whatever.
Yeah.
And kind of get a different viewpoint on everything. And if I get... So I'm going to do that. I'm going to run. I'm going to try and stealthily go. I don't want anyone to see me. So I'm like...
Awesome. Go ahead and make a stealth check as you move.
Do you make those noises? Do you like?
Yes.
We'll call this the hide action.
Ooh, that's good. Stealth.
Yeah.
23.
23. You are just like ninjaing around. You leap behind some boxes. You do a little flip and turn and like skirt your way beneath the bushes. You see that there are 4 kobolds that are currently turning and starting to look and see what the noises are, and starting to move their way forward just a little bit around the crack over here.
Okay.
And the other 3 seem very intent on looking at the mine. They have not even like flinched since the stuff is happening. You also note from this angle that you can see that the other guard that was positioned out here has turned around and sort of like wondering what's going on behind the tents over there.
Okay. I am going... You said that you were calling it the hide action, right? So I couldn't...
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I will stay there.
Here, are you? I think you're.
I forgot to fucking move my token. I like pointed to it, but I forgot to move it. I'm there.
Yep.
And waiting.
Perfect. Well hidden in those bushes. Neriad, you're up.
Okay. Neriad looks around for Proton. He doesn't know that he's with Matthias right now. So he looks around for Proton. Doesn't see him. will remain sort of hidden where he is, but he'll activate Mage Armor because he knows things are happening around him now. This is dangerous. So these electrical bands form around my body as I cast Mage Armor, and they encircle me and protect me from damage.
Fantastic. All right. Anything else? That's it?
That's it. Proton is on you, Matthias, and he scurries to the very top, the tippy top of your head, and is surveying the area with his tongue darting out in various directions. He's as alert as you are.
Oh, I like him being there. It's like, I don't want to
throw
say
him
it,
at
but,
people if
you know.
necessary.
So, is Proton slimy or are they dry?
Oh, he's dry. He's like an iguana.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Back to the top of the order. Matthias, you are up.
Okay. So obviously I am stealthed with a 19 still.
Yes, definitely.
I'll move to here as a 25. Can I see this one?
Yes, you can.
I don't know how far.
He's been hit by ice shards. He's rolling around in the dirt. He's not very subtle right now.
I will stick a dart in him.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That's advantage in like stealth. Oh, 15.
15 hits.
I can't roll over a 10. I'm struggling.
Yeah, it's all right. You don't need to do it for these guys. It's more of an attrition fight.
A dart is a 1d4. So
Oh no.
1, 2, 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
10 damage, and he, casting his last breath, sort of looking over his shoulder, reaching back towards the other friends. And another dart sort of spikes him in the heart, and he just kind of keels over and is also dead. Well done.
And as a bonus action, I will hide again where I am.
Very good. Go ahead and make that stealth check.
Oh, for God, 10 on a dice. 18.
18. All right, Zaunder, you're up.
I was so changing dice at a break.
Zaunder is going to step, let's see, right around here. That should give me line of sight to these guys over here, right?
Yes, it does. Right. Yes. Are you being stealthy about it, or are you just going for it?
I'm just going to go. Well, I guess I could be stealthy about it, but yeah, might as well.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a stealth with your movement. You're not trying to...
I would still be able to attack, right? Like,
it's sort of the difference between trying to hide in a bush that Gwen did or just trying to be quieter. So if you want to just be quieter, make a stealth check and we'll just see.
All right.
For that.
I'll just make a quick stealth check and see if I can be quieter. That's an 8 overall.
8 overall. So yeah, you do try to be quiet, but unfortunately, at this point, you kind of bump into the tower, and suddenly a giant kobold body just like falls to the ground.
and Zaunder just like fuck it and takes his crossbow and fires into the middle of these guys.
Fantastic, yeah. And you sort of hear the bubbling noise around you going, and they seem to be very aware that something's going on. Finally.
All right. Now I am going to be rolling with disadvantage, I think, so.
That's correct.
Let's see how this goes.
This is the part where we say they have a cave troll.
I mean, they seem very intent on looking at something on this line.
That's the one I'm probably going to play with. That's
one angry dwarf.
That's a 13 overall. And this
13 overall just hits. Yeah, you managed to sink that arrow into this poor little kobold here. Make your damage roll.
Okay, and then after I make my damage roll, I am going to go ahead and activate Bursting Arrow. But let's deal with this first.
Okay.
And that is 14 damage on that guy.
You just decimate him as he sort of goes, and he sort of makes a step across one of the cracks in the ground, and he just gets like pierced by your arrow and falls back into the crack. It kind of falls through.
And that catches the attention of the kobolds around him because it's glowing rather... it's sort of glowing purple, and then it erupts with light. And heals. Let's see. Everything within 10 feet of it takes 2d6 force damage.
God. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you can hit this guy and this guy here.
You ever see the game Painkiller where you shoot the big...
and that is 6 damage.
6 damage. Both of them are sort of like, oh no! You can kind of hear them.
They say, oh no!
Yeah, the same in every language. Oh no! And suddenly, boom! A big burst of light energy does seem to... Is it fire? What is the kind of effect? Force damage.
It is force damage, yeah.
So it kind of knocks them to the side a bit, and they're very like, not unsure of what to do. Very
two
nice.
words.
All right, Meena, you are up. Unless you had anything else, Zaunder.
That's it.
Okay, Meena.
I am going to move into the cover of this tree. And oh gosh, that's like 60 feet away there. I'm gonna, and he's not close to anything, is he? Curse him. I'm gonna throw another ice knife.
Yeah, absolutely. Make that attack roll. And which one? This one here?
This, where's my clicker? This one.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
It's the only one I'm close enough to.
He will make his dex save.
18.
18 hits, definitely. And his dex save is 13, which I think is a fail.
It is a fail. That's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. And this poor guy sort of looking at his friend fall in the hell. Oh, no! And then suddenly an knife just pierces through his chest and he explodes into shards as chunks of kobold fly in every direction, frozen by your ice knife. Oh, my God. He is dead. And yeah,
Are we the baddies?
Is there 5 feet? It's only 5 feet for that ice knife.
It's only 5 feet for ice.
Okay, so nothing else is hit
just
by
a
it.
family of
God,
kobolds.
okay.
We all have hats with skulls on them.
Family of kobolds that are just miners. That's what it was.
And at this point, you do see even the ones that were looking at the mine have finally turned around, wondering what the hell is going on in this direction. They seem to be, from what you can tell, especially Gwen, the rest of you aren't quite sure, but the two that are closest to the mine are wearing really nice armor, and the one that is closest to the mine seems to be wearing more like roby kind of items and is carrying a small wand.
Good, so the mage.
Yes, your DM told you there's a mage there. Okay.
Amazing. 2
2
tanky boys and 1 mage. Got it.
Meena, anything else in your turn?
I'm gonna try to hide there.
Yeah, you've already used your action. I don't think
I
you have
can't.
bonus
Never
action
mind.
hide, but you can feel as if you're in the tree.
I'm under the tree, and I'm pretending like I'm hiding under the tree.
Okay.
Your head in the leaves.
This guy is dead, so he doesn't get a turn. Finnegan, you're next.
Great. What's this? What is this thing in front of me? This rectangular object.
Oh, it's a small tent.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Is it an action just to trample over that?
To trample over it?
Yeah,
it wouldn't be an action, but it would be like difficult terrain. You'd have to sort of like claw your way through it.
Okay. So I'm okay with that.
Okay, so you'll.
I just want to make sure there's not one in there.
Yeah, so this 10 feet of movement will cost you 20 feet. But as you tear through, there is nothing in there from what you can tell. You
Great.
kick a pot at some point. That's about it.
Ow! I got to decide which direction. I guess I'll go right here. Next.
Okay.
Is that within range of the tent, or would it be 1 square over?
That would be if someone were here, then yeah, you would be within range of the tent. Yes.
Okay. All right. Then never mind. I guess I don't really know if there are other kobolds right there, do I?
You could try to tell.
I can see into the tent.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then that's what I want to do. I want to look into the tent and see if there's any more boys in there.
Yeah, you pull the flap of the tent back, and it is empty. There do not seem to be any other kobolds in the tent itself. They all seem to have other duties.
Clear. And I guess I'll just. That's just my turn. I guess I don't really know there are other kobolds by the mine entrance, do I? So
you hear some things, you see some movement, but it's hard for you to get a perspective on it from there. Yeah,
they were marked on the map that I drew.
Oh, they were on the map. Okay, cool. Then I do know. So I guess I'm gonna hold sacred flame then.
Okay.
If they come within my sight, I can't really see them.
Perfect. So if anything comes within your sight, they will be burned by the light of Selyun. Love it. All right.
Specifically in Gwen's area, not behind me, but in Gwen's area.
Got it. You're aiming over there looking for stuff. Good.
Yep.
All right. Finally, some of these boys get a turn. Girls and boys. All right. So this one's going to run in this direction, back where his friends were. And
I don't like that you're saying friends.
Yeah, unfortunately, Matthias is hidden.
Okay, they're all still fucking thieves, guys. So let's like calm down for a second.
Yeah, you're just in range there, Zaunder. So it will make a crossbow, or it was actually got a short bow. We'll make a short bow attack at you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Unfortunately, it pulls back the bow, flings the arrow, and you manage to duck your head, dry it down just for a moment, and it sails beyond. That is its turn. I think on the next thing I had this. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Figure out what I did here. Yes. So this one's initiative is also the same. Why can't I grab this? Oh, there it is. So it's going to march across its two dead friends and start moving forward.
Oh my god.
It sees you, Finnegan, and it will just take a hand axe and just chuck it towards you.
You can see him, by the way, now
And it
as
throws
well.
the hand axe. Does a 11. Does an 11 hit?
No, bring up my shield, and it just
Chunks right
Bat
off
it
your
away.
shield. And it sort of reaches in and pulls back
Yeah.
out this long
Sacred
spear
flame.
that it's holding.
Prepared action, Finn.
Yeah,
Prepared
is that
action?
I was gonna wait till he was all done. Is he all done?
You can go ahead and do that. There's a couple other things that are going to happen here.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, he just needs to make a dex save of 13.
Okay. He fails.
Nice. That is 1d8 of radiant damage, and that is 6 points of radiant damage to him.
6 points of radiant damage. He erupts in flames.
Can I
Radiant energy.
catch the axe and like throw it back at him?
You can't. If
And
you're
then
a monk-
it lands next to him and like fire explodes from it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, just for flavor's sake. Yeah,
Yeah, not
absolutely.
to
As
fuck
you're
with
holding
it.
that sacred flame ready, and the axe comes towards you and lodges in the ground. You pick it up off the ground, imbue it with your energy, and just like
Yeah.
those axe throwing places, you chuck it over your head, and the axe flies way past him. But the
Yeah, I
it
wasn't even aiming,
erupts.
just to bring it over there.
erupts
Cool.
around him. He
I'm
hurt.
content.
All right. This little creature will be moving in this direction here. Okay, so your armored boys are moving over this way and this way. And then the little mage person is in this direction. And I do believe she can see you, Finn. Let me double check.
Interesting.
Yes, there we go. So, yes.
No.
You see, this one looks a little different. It doesn't have that kind of
Girlfriend.
kobold lizardy skin. It looks much more like a green goblin kind of type. And she seems to be shouting some commands to the other. And it pulls back her wand and flings it in your direction. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Do they never mind. Dexterity saving throw. Nice. This is so good. Awesome. That's a 6.
6. You feel a mist of poison chuck into your lungs, and just similar feeling than what you felt recently. You start coughing and you suffer 4 points of damage. And let me double check and see if that immediately takes effect.
I'm getting poisoned so much.
Noxious gas. That should have been a con save, not instead of a dex save. That's my fault.
Okay. Do you want me to make it again?
No, keep the roll, but would it have changed anything?
7 beats it, right?
It does not beat it. Okay, I just wanted to double check and make sure I was doing the right thing. Yeah, so you're not considered poisoned, no, but you do suffer 4 points of poison damage as this like noxious fume kind of skirts across the area, seemingly empowered by something.
You said in my mouth? What does it taste like?
It fucking tastes like.
I bet you weren't expecting that question.
Yeah, I was not expecting that question. It sort of tastes like the lime flavor of these hard seltzers. Which little shit. Don't get the lime. Get the black
Like
cherry,
wasting money.
or the rosé, or even the wild berry. But the lime is fucking shit. So that's
Not a
what.
White Claw.
Is
Is
it
that-
White Claw? No, this one's called Bon and Vive.
Oh, okay. So it's
Not
just some other
sponsored.
basic ass shit.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
Not sponsored.
Cheers in the chat. Okay. The other armored ones are sort of waiting for commands, and that is almost every. Was that everyone? Oh yeah. So there's one more. And so you see this one over here start to emerge forward and rush toward the edge of the fence, and that's all he can do. All right. It is now Gwen's turn.
Do I see that one coming towards me?
Yeah, that's pretty simple to see. He's not trying to be stealthy at all.
Does he see me? I'm stealth 18.
Can't tell.
Okay.
Okay. I have an idea. Great. So I'm gonna throw a dagger at this fucker. The big armory boy.
Okay.
That's closer to me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm hidden, correct?
You are, absolutely.
So I get sneak attack /
Yes.
Do I get advantage as a first level rogue?
You do.
Nice. I love it when this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nice. That is to hit plus 21.
21 hits. Very nice. Yeah. This big, beefy kobold. He's like 6 inches taller than everybody else. And sort of pecks big old axe in his hand and armor. Suddenly, just like a dagger flies through, and he's just
like
across the face.
Yep. Nice. And that is nice. What is math? 8 damage.
8 damage, yeah, very nice. And so that takes a big gash across his face, blood trickling everywhere, the dagger flying to the ground. He sort of slowly moves his head towards you.
And then I am going to run. Can I run like to here? Or is that going to be coming into his area of like
opportunity?
Yeah, thank you. I was like,
Show me again.
If I went like here.
Yeah, it does seem to cross through,
okay.
Very close to where he would be if you did.
That's fine then. I'll just run up to him and kind of jump it, right, punch him in the face.
Punch him in the face. Very good. All right, make an attack roll. This one's not with advantage because he knew you were coming.
Right,
it's like Superman punch.
Is a nice. That's a big jump too. How tall are the kobolds?
This one, so their others have been about 3 feet tall. This one's like almost 4 feet tall.
Oh, okay, so we're like the same height then.
Yeah,
that's fine.
basically.
Still gonna jump,
Mhm.
but yeah. So that is an arm strike plus 19 to hit.
Hits, yeah. Well, nice,
Fucking
well done.
punched.
He tries to block it with his shield, but you kind of aimed it just perfectly. Clob him on the nose.
I forgot to add 4 to the last one. I just did roll damage, so it actually would have been
12 damage. Got it. Okay.
And then that is 2 plus 4. No, that was the wrong die to roll. No, that was the right one. 6.
What is happening?
6
over
more
there?
damage. Very good. All right. Yeah. The dagger cut across his face, and now you just suck him right in the nose, and he's sort of like.
Yeah, and then
I don't like that sound.
I pull out my short sword and just kind of get ready, and I like smirk a little bit.
Okay. Very nice. Neriad, you're up.
All right, so Neriad just stands from his crouched position that he was in, and kind of runs to the south here, calling Proton's name. So he just goes, Proton, Proton, and he's just yelling for his lizard. He gets to about here, and Proton joins me. So you'll see him leap off of your head, Matthias, and just like he turns and leaps off backwards, and then just runs over to me. Crawls up my arm, and as he does, I go,
Oh, it's good to see you. I thought you had wandered off into the woods to be lost again for years. Here, eat this.
and I'll feed him a tiny little pepper that like sparks with energy, and he goes, "Help," and he eats it, and I cast Dragon's Breath on Proton.
Okay. Screw.
So I'm out of movement. I do have an action left, so I'd like to carry Proton back to where Matthias is.
Okay.
So I'll go to like here against the wall. That's
Okay.
turn.
You see a kobold. You might not see me though.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I run down to the thing. I go,
This is probably safe over here.
and I see the kobold running toward me.
Oh, crap.
All right. Back to the top of the order. Matthias, your turn.
So before that, obviously, I would have been looking at that kobold. Does he look like he's seen me?
What was your stealth check? Remind me.
18.
No, he doesn't see you.
Okay, so as I see Neriad come over, the kobold's eyes go up, and I'll just like flick a dart out towards the one that's coming.
Okay.
Towards 16 and 11, so that's 22.
Hits. Yeah, definitely.
4, 5, 6.
The safest area is next to the mouse because anything within us.
15 damage.
15 damage, and like a knife through butter, that dart just pierces right through the neck, and again, jugular sprays of blood happen. Matthias, the ruthless killer, has taken another life of a kobold.
I'll look at Neriad. Are you taking my lizard?
Where'd you come from? No. Was he with you? Good. I'm glad you kept him safe. Thank you.
And then I will move 25 to here.
Where are you going?
And I will bonus action hide.
Very good. Make your stealth check.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Those dice are going in the bin. 10.
10.
Stop rolling that. Roll different.
Roll real low.
Yeah, because that is what it's all about. Luck. Okay. You feel that you are hidden. Zaunder, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Now, are these guys over here within they're within 10 feet of each other. All right, you know what? I'm going to fire a crossbow bolt at this armored guy over here.
Okay. Make that attack roll.
All right. That is 15 to hit.
15. Were you aiming at, remind me which one you were aiming at?
This guy right here.
That guy right there. To double check. 15 exactly hits. That's his AC.
Okay, cool. All right. And that is going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay.
And then I'm going to I'm still going to activate bursting arrow the second time.
Okay. Bursting arrow. The golden light flies forth again, and it bursts out of them.
All right. It is 7 force damage this time.
7 force damage. And they get a dex save? Or no save?
It is. Let me take a look. No, there's no save.
There's no save. Okay.
Oh my god.
Nice move. And so he took 6
There are
damage,
no saves.
7, 13 total damage, and his little sorcerer friend, who thought she had minions in front of her, also suffers 7 force damage. And both are kind of blown away, and they almost stumble in the crack and start to pull themselves back up. And they're sort of beckoning each other. Anything else, Zaunder?
Nope. That'll be it for now.
Meena, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And nope. Here.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Thorn Whip on this friend.
Okay. You need a saving throw there?
No, it just if it hits, then the creature's gonna get pulled 10 feet closer to me.
Right.
Or up to 10 feet closer.
Okay.
17 to hit.
That hits.
Cool.
Okay. And it takes 3 points of piercing damage.
3 points of piercing damage. How does that spell look when you cast it?
It looks like a big ass thorn whip. It's a whip of thorn.
Nice. Nailed it.
Yes. Okay. The thorniest whip of all whips that are thorns.
The whippiest of thorns.
Yes. It whips through the air and thorns him right in the side and drags him towards you 10 feet. Well done. Anything else, Meena?
Nope.
Okay. Finnegan, you're up.
Okay. Way closer than I thought they would be. So I'll just take a quick step towards them. And mace in hand, I'll swing around and just bash them right over the side of the head with it.
Very nice. All right, make that attack roll.
Try to. Actually, wait, I have 5-foot reach. So does that mean I can just hit him from here?
That
Or
5
no?
foot reach would mean you're next to him, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play this game.
It's okay.
Natural 20!
Critical hit.
Great.
Roll damage, although I doubt it matters.
Okay. Max damage, so
Double the dice, then add.
14 damage.
14 damage, and your
14
mace just pounds this little fella right into the ground as you slam him down, and he sort of twitches and twitches, stops twitching after a moment.
Can I look back at Meena and go, are we the baddies? And I turn and like hold my shield up. I guess I cough it because I've got that noxious stuff. So I turn back.
All right. Anything else, Finn? Is that it?
I've got some movement.
Where are you going?
I think we lost him.
He froze.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Frozen, he no longer has any movement.
Yeah, his
no.
movement ceased. Okay, so while I do have to fix cameras in a second, but the kobolds are going to take their turn. The first one is going to fire at you. It's going to fire at you again, Zaunder.
Oh, dang.
That one's a 19 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Okay, you feel another bolt of this one's minimum damage, though. You suffer 3 points of piercing damage as a arrow flings through from a short bow and hits you in the other shoulder. And now you feel these 2 stumps sticking out of your shoulders in either area. The armored one that you smacked in the nose, Gwen, turns to face you and then pulls up that... what is he holding? Can't remember if this one is an axe. Pulls up that axe over his head and strikes it down on you.
Oh.
21 to hit.
Fuck.
Okay.
That hits me.
Yeah, this guy's a little more powerful.
He is one beefy boy.
He's not getting that, so that is a D10. Okay. You suffer and didn't roll very well. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not right. That's the wrong die. I'll keep the roll, though, because it was bad. So that's only 3 piercing damage. Slashing damage from his big axe as he pulls it across you and strikes you. Then he pulls it back again and tries to club your foot. Does a... that was not as good. A 13.
Nah, fuck you.
Unfortunately, yeah. So you are savvy to it. The first axe clobbers across your torso. You reel back, and as he tries to pull it up again, you jump in the air, and the axe swings right beneath your feet. All right. Unfortunately for you, Gwen, that is not the only one coming at you. Oh, actually, because Finn finally moved up. I'll give that back. So then, yeah, this one starts to charge at you, Gwen, and then stops, and then sees Finn, spins around, and takes 2 attacks at you.
Grendy, turn your camera off.
Grendy, camera off.
There you go. The first one is a 25 to hit.
That doesn't hit. Don't even bother rolling another time.
Grendy back on.
You suffer.
No, I don't suffer.
But now I can't remember. Three points of slashing damage as this big axe tears across your flesh, and he pulls back a second attack. This one is a 15 to hit.
A 15 misses.
And so just like your sister, you're able to take 1 blow, but not let him follow up with the second one, and it is unable to pierce you.
So
now
battle my way with my shield again.
The mage, seeing that you're tearing apart things, starts to first of all get a little bit further away from her friends, hiding a little bit behind this tent, but she will shoot. Actually, she's going to do something a little more fun. Let me see how this works. Don't
ping me.
She was there. She's going to move to here, and a ray of flame scorches across the ground, right across both of you, Gwen and Finn.
I'm glad I deflected that attack.
Scorching ray. I need each of you to make a... No. This is the one that hurls 3 rays of fire. So let's see. I'm going to roll a d6 to see who they hit. 1 goes at Gwen, 2 goes at Finn. All right. So the first one, Gwen, is pretty bad. It's just a 10 to hit.
No, I do like a little backhand spring thing.
Okay.
Over it, just back onto one hand and kind of flip and 3-point land and kind of look back up and I'm like, whoo.
Finn.
Spicy.
The next ray scorching through is a 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Oh, wow. You guys are so fucking lucky. The third ray
It's that halfling lock, man.
13 to hit. My God. Okay. So
Yeah, I like bat one away and then hit the next one with my mace.
It's like baseball bat it. You're just like, fuck
Yeah.
that. Now.
little streaks of fire hurl across the ground, but the halfling twins are too nimble for it. One dodges left, one dodges right, and this frustrated little goblin woman is not happy about it. All right. It is now. Is that? Wait. That should be there. Okay. At this point, let me see.
Something comes out of the mine is gonna fuck us all up real bad.
It's the basilisk's mother.
Oh no!
Meena, you hear in your mind a message,
Ooh.
which says,
I'm gonna in my mind say, I'm sorry, I don't speak whatever language that was.
It's an Etten.
Fucked up demon.
Wait, unless I do speak whatever language that was, what language was that?
I don't want to say because it's going to give it away, so we're going to just say that you definitely don't speak it. So, but that is the only interaction that it gets on this particular turn. Gwen, it's your up.
I don't like that.
Oh, good. It's something from the abyss. Anyway, okay. So this fucker is standing all up in my face. I have my short sword out. I'm swing at him. Kind of trying to I'm waiting to see if I can right through his armor at some point. Just a little chink.
Yeah, cool. Make those attack rolls.
So that is a where the fuck is my sheet? Short sword plus to hit plus 6 is 14.
Just misses.
Damn
it. Ding! You spike off that little armor that he's wearing.
Offended. Backhand him.
Make your second attack.
That's better. 18.
18 hits. Yeah, well done.
Anger and rage.
It starts to grin at you after the first attack misses.
That is 6 points of damage.
And then you just gut punch it right in the opening that you saw before in its armor. Oh, yeah! And that smile fades away. He's hurting. He's feeling pretty rough after that point. Okay. Anything else, Gwen?
No. Do I see my dagger, where my dagger landed on the ground?
Yeah, that's easy to pick up. Yeah, you sort of kick it with your foot and it sort of flies back in your hand, all cool style. Yep.
Yeah.
You're up.
All right, so I move slightly
James
north
again.
through the tents, just moving towards the sound of scuffle that I hear. I get to this location, and I see this kobold with a bow and arrow pointing at us. And I will use the rest of my movement I will use my action to get to here, right next to the guy, and then I'm going to use my bonus action just to give Proton a little squeeze.
Okay.
And on his turn, he casts lightning breath. Just a second. Dragon breath. Yeah. So he does this. So he does DC 13 Dex save on the creature's behalf.
He rolled a nat 1, so
Nat
he is
1.
scorched by this lightning that pours from out of Neriad's mouth, and you don't even need to roll damage. He is dead as hell.
It ranges between 5 and 10 approximately. So
yeah, he is so dead. All right, so he's scorched to the ground.
This cone of electricity just surrounds him and engulfs him from this tiny lizard's mouth. It goes, and it just disintegrates, rips all of his armor off, and skin pieces go flying. And
awesome. All right. Let's see. Next on the list. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it.
Top of the order here, Matthias. You're up.
Okay, well, seeing that disturbing little thing,
I've cleared the way for you. Get him.
I'm sort of hiding against this.
Wherever you are.
But anyone can see me. I'm thinking I'm stealthy because I rolled a 10. I will move.
It's the mage hand is floating above you,
like this,
looking around like a glowing, pointing at you.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will move to here. And I will attempt to hide again.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20. That's a bit better.
Very nice. You are so
28.
hidden. There's nothing on this side of the tent. They can't see you at all. That it?
Yep. So that's a move and a bonus action. I can't move again. I can.
You can use the rest of your
dash.
movement.
Yeah.
I'll use the rest of my movement then. So we've just lost James. 1 second.
You can also. I don't think you can ready your action.
I
because
can't
you
do
moved.
that, no. But I'm
Yeah.
stealthed again now. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. Is that okay?
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
be my
You're on
whole
the other
action.
side of the tent. You kind of, I think you even go through the tent that makes you so stealthy, and you're kind of peeking out of the crack of the tent there on your turn. Zaunder, you're up.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Zaunder is going to go ahead and take one of the arrows and whichever one is less deep in and carefully pull it out and throw it away. He's going to second wind.
Nice.
For that is 9 health, so get that back. And then let's see, he's going to shoot this guy that Gwen's in battle with. Well, actually, is there a chance? What are the chances that he would hit Gwen with that?
I think that it's so open in the field here, it's basically not at all.
Okay, excellent. All right.
Faye, Meena, and
Yeah.
Grendy off.
Okay.
Sorry, just quickly. Meena and Grendy back on. All done.
Oh, damn it, my camera got all fucked up.
All right, so that is going to be a 15 to hit. Again.
15 hits.
Yep.
That's its AC.
This time it'll be 8 damage.
8 damage. Ooh, it is so close to dead, but not quite, as that arrow sinks into its side in that same little vulnerability that Gwen had punched it in before, and it's reeling backwards. It's trying to look intimidating, but it looks like it is hurting real bad.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, Meena, you're up.
So I'm going to move up here, and as I'm moving, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff. So I'm
Perfect.
calling down moons and stars, and then I'm going to smack the kobold over its head.
Fantastic. Make that attack roll.
Math 15.
15 is its AC. Hits.
Okay.
Jeez, we are just barely hitting these things every time.
Oh, that's only a 6.
6 is exactly what you needed to kill the thing. So that shillelagh whips through the air. This moons and stars are what it probably sees the last second before it dies. You have clubbed away the armored kobold. It is dead.
And then I'm going to look at Finn and Gwen and be like, "Big bad," and I'm going to point at the mine.
All right.
All right.
Finn, you are up.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Big bad.
I'll sidestep, and I'm just gonna try and hit this kobold with my mace.
Go for it.
That's 16.
16 hits. Yeah.
Nice. That's 1d6. Whoops. 5, 6, 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7 points of bludgeoning damage as it sort of turns and faces you head on, seeing its partner fallen in battle. It sort of growls at you as you club it right across the side, and it takes that 8 damage. Very nice. Okay. Anything else, Finn?
I'll look to the mine and shout like, Meena says there's something in there. I don't know what. And I'll just point at it. Just make sure that's vocalized to everyone in the area.
Everybody, very easily hears that. The sort of grumblings of the kobolds are lessening as you've taken away this massive army of them. All right, it is their turn, though. This one will make 2 attacks at you, Finnegan. First one is, God, I'm rolling so bad, is a 9 to hit.
Roll better.
Come on.
Don't
19 on the dice,
roll
finally.
better.
So that's
19.
24 to hit. Okay.
That doesn't hit.
You suffer 8 points of slashing damage as the axe cuts across your body, and you start to feel blood warming the leather around you as feathers kind of like flutters.
Others is like, the fuck is this shit?
This
James
one
is frozen again.
will try to do something fun. It is going to. All right. It is going to. Yeah, it's going to try another scorching ray. This time it's going to shoot one at each of you that are close to it. So Meena, Gwen, and Finn, all of you, and it's going to empower this spell. So, or what's it called? Heighten the spell. So you all get disadvantage on your. Target 12 disadvantage of the first saving throw. Wait, this doesn't require saving throws. Never mind. What is it going to do instead? It is going to. Yeah, I think it's just going to scorching ray because it's really worried about stuff. So I'm going to make an attack roll first on you, Gwen. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
You suffer 7 points of fire damage as this ray finally pierces through in the heat up around you. Finnegan, 14 to hit.
He's
Froze again.
he's
Poor
frozen.
guy. All right.
So
I'm not gonna hit him.
I think that misses. Yeah.
That's only a.
His AC is 16, I believe.
Only an 8
Yep.
to hit you, Meena, and the other two rays kind of scorch across the ground, but you duck and roll and get away from them. But the sorceress is going to run. She is running as fast as she can go, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, over here, back towards the mine.
Run as fast as she can.
Meena,
That's her.
you hear that
She's the
same...
Green Goblin, man.
Yeah. You hear that same voice in your head. This time translated into common.
Let me out, and I shall serve you.
I'm gonna yell out to everybody. It might not be a big baddie. I think it wants to be our friend, so we should let it out of the mine.
Damn it. It picked the right person to talk.
That was the right
Gwen,
one.
you're up.
God, I kind of, brush across my face, kind of like shake myself off because I'm singed. And I just kind of smile a little bit and look straight up at the fucking shaman. And I'm like, all right, motherfucker. And I just fucking run. I just bolt towards it.
Okay. Yep. You get up to her in time.
Yeah. And I, kind of do like a slide tackle type thing where I, kind of like sweep under, it kind of like a sweeping slash of my short sword at it.
Yep.
Which is, that definitely hits. It's 25.
That hits.
And that is how much does it do? A D6 question mark? Yeah.
She is fleeing away as well. I'm going to give you a sneak attack on it because she's trying to get away from you.
Dope. That's 4. That's 3 and 7. Plus 4 is 11 points of damage.
Yeah, that slash makes a big gash in this poor, well, I don't know if she's poor, this goblin woman. And she's looking real hurt.
By the looks of this camp, she's good. She's doing pretty good.
And then, I, I want to smack her. I want to smack her in the face.
Yeah, perfect. Make an attack roll.
Yeah. Oh, that was almost real good. That's a 13.
13 misses. That, reeling around and seeing that big slash as she sort of limps ahead, she just rolls on the ground away from you and is trying to claw her way towards the mine. You anything else in your turn?
Nope. That's it.
All right.
Although if she leaves my area, do I gotta hit her again?
She's trying.
I know she's not actually, but yeah.
You will if she succeeds. All right, Neriad, you're up.
Okay, so Neriad's just going to use the rest of his movement here to run up as far as he can towards these guys.
Yep.
He doesn't see where Matthias is, but he knows where the noise is coming from, so... I'd probably get right behind Matthias and still don't see him because you rolled, a 20, right? A nat 20? So
28. My head's popping out.
The tarp, and I'm just right next to you. So I can't exactly see this shaman. I don't think. Maybe that's pretty close.
I think you can. Yeah, I think that's totally doable right now. Yeah.
Okay, so I say to myself,
Let's see if you're a good mage.
and I cast magic missiles at level 2 at him.
Okay.
So 4 missiles fly from my hands. And strike at him. They hit automatically.
Yep.
Let me just do the damage here. 1 second.
A magic missile.
Pew 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 pew.
Okay. The first one
It only
deals
does 1.
two.
Okay.
Okay. The first one deals 2 damage, then 3 damage, and then 4 damage. And the 4th missile is just cream on top of the or the cherry on top of the cake as the
Nice.
poor mage crawling across the ground trying to escape Gwen. Pew 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 pew. Just explodes in force damage, and then
Yeah,
the
Gwen.
last one like swirls around her a couple more times, and then just dive bombs into the ground and it explodes her chest, and she dead.
Oh, I guess not very powerful. You have to be stronger than that. To
Okay.
get the better of Neriad.
I'm just like ranting.
All right, Matthias, you're up.
Okay, Matthias will obviously. So I'm guessing he's roughly in here underneath the thing,
Yep.
something like that.
Yep.
He
Didn't really
will
see anything when you poked your head
sneak,
out.
obviously sneak in, will underneath, and then almost appear behind Finnegan and stab the big boy kobold in his ankle with a rapier.
Nice.
Yeah, there's no point doing the other stuff. Natural 14 and a natural 1, so that's the armor class 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
I don't know why I keep rolling that one. That's because I've been doing darts. So that is 4 plus 4, so that's 8, 9, 10, 13 damage.
13 damage. He's looking pretty hurt as that rapier just rips across its tendon and it sort of like falls to one knee and it sort of stares up at this little mouse now, eye level with you, being like, what the hell is going on
I
here?
will backflip upwards and scramble up the top of the tent if I can, if it will take my weight.
As you try to scramble, this thing is more shoddy than it looks, and unfortunately, even a mouse trying to climb across it starts to crumble inward and starts to
I'll
fall
probably
down.
fall inside the tent then.
Yeah, that's perfect. Wrapped
Wrap
up
yourself
and
up.
kind of bonus action hide is perfect because they can't see you inside the tarp. All
I
right,
can't hide because I've used my bonus action to disengage.
Oh, I see. Okay, Zaunder, you're up.
Dungeon
All right,
Master.
Zaunder.
Zaunder, you can go, but Proton didn't go, and he just moves up next to the the
Okay.
last kobold, and he'll wait with his mouth open. Go ahead,
Okay.
Zaunder.
Okay.
Zaunder is going to stop being so edgy that he has to be off by himself and run to join everyone else.
Character development.
We did it, fam.
It's little bits at a time, you know.
Yep.
Baby steps. He and then he shoots this fellow right here in front of Finn.
Taking that attack roll.
Yep. Oh, God, that one's not going to be the one to use. That one, no. That is a 19 total.
19 hits. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Disadvantaged Mr. Dark Elf is still pumping out that damage.
Yeah. Well, it would have been a 27 otherwise. Let's see.
What was the damage?
6 damage.
Exactly what you needed with 40 HP to
Nice.
rip through this kobold on its knee as the arrow pierces through its brain and it just sort of goes and falls to the ground quiet. And I think that's a good time. We had a very long fight here, although you guys just destroyed it. And we will take our break. Before we go to break, I'll just say that Meena, that voice in your head once again says, "Please, I will be yours. I promise." And that's where we'll go to break. All right, we're going to take a 10-minute break here. Have a little shorter second half, and we will see you all very soon. Please stick with us. Thanks, everyone, for the love. And what's inside the mind? That's the next question.
See you in a bit, guys.
Oh, back in a bit.
Yeah, that's an old one. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. You remember Bia when Howard Dean was running for president and he was like, and then we're going to take Maine. Bia! Okay, enough of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we all remember that.
I know we have British people. That's like a real deep cut for our non-American friends. But the party has successfully defeated an entire community of kobolds that have taken over an old dwarven mining camp. And we're not particularly kind about it either. They ripped my little fellas and women apart.
Fuck them.
Yeah, as everyone congeals together, Meena, you once again have heard this voice. I'm going to change the music a bit now. You've heard this voice begging you, asking you for help. What do you do?
Mysterious voice. This is in my brain. Mysterious voice creature. Are you in the mine? I'd love to let you out. When you say you're going to serve me, what kind of things are you going to do for me?
Oops, I didn't mean to completely do that. Oops. Okay. Yeah, there is no response, unfortunately.
Hey, so I'm going to vocalize this. Hey guys, so there's something talking to me in my brain, and I'm pretty sure it's in the mine. I think that's what they were guarding, and it wants me to let it out, and it sounds really nice. So I'm going to go over to the mine and see if I can.
Meena, no.
What, Gwendolyn?
What exactly did it say?
It said that it would serve me if I let it out.
Can someone let me out? And you just see little hands in this tent, like this collapsed tent.
No, what it is. It's trying to talk to you.
I got you.
No, it spoke to me in a weird language first, and I told it that I didn't understand it. So now it's talking to me in common. So it should be fine. It's great.
A weird language. What did it sound like exactly?
It was a little guttural, a lot of glottal stops. It was fine. I don't know why this is such a big problem.
I'm gonna go with you. Don't go alone.
A lot of grammar this episode.
I know, so much like Meena had a minor in theatrical voice training. Their glottal stops. Yeah, I'll try to do more fricatives next time, Meena. Okay. So Meena, as you get close to the mine, the door is kind of gone. It seems like this whole thing is collapsing in on itself. There are remnants, as I said, of the earthquake kind of affecting the underground here. And it's very dark inside. As you get closer, though, you do hear in your head once again, yes, please, I will serve you.
I'm going to yell into the mine, Mr. Whatever you are, when you say you're going to serve me, what are you going to actually do?
I will be yours. Yeah.
Like carnally? Because I don't think that's okay. Could you be a little more specific, please?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh God.
Hot.
Crit fail.
Yes. Suddenly you hear the rattling of chains as you feel some kind of movement coming through this dark little hollow hole inside the mine itself. And finally you see two yellowish eyes sort of appear at the front of it. You can't see what they're attached to, but two yellow eyes are glaring at you, sort of looking and sniffing.
Meena, I think that you should be careful there.
Do anyone else see that?
I can't see
anyone that got close. I think Gwen definitely can see it. Anyone else that wants to see it, they can.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you out of here.
Thank you, my king. I'll look at the thing. Can we keep it? Can we keep it?
Suddenly a booming voice echoes throughout the entire mine and around the area, but once again, it's in a different language.
Do any of us know what it's saying?
Was that primordial?
It was not, no.
Okay.
Everyone just lists the languages you know, and then
That wasn't halfling, was it?
Chance of you knowing this is basically zero, so I'm gonna just don't worry about it. Yeah.
Was it telepathy?
The telepathy he's able to, the thing he's able to communicate differently, but
Okay, all right. I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And telepathically, I say to it, "What is it that you want here?"
Suddenly, you see the eyes dart to the left and sort of sees you for a second.
Oh, would you like me to serve you?
What are you?
I am me.
That doesn't answer my question.
What are you?
I'm a halfling. Your turn.
I don't even know what that is.
Right. Well, what were you saying to us just now?
I was asking for you to let me out. These Ruiz, what are they called? These Nulastamba. Chain me. Cobble. They chain me in here. They hold me. They try to train me and make me do what they want me to do. And I will not.
What do they want you to do?
They wish to have a guardian to ravage the land. This is not my place.
And if we let you out, are you gonna ravage the land all on your own?
I only wish to make more of my kind. I am the only I know left.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Can we see what this is? Can we determine what it is at all?
It's very dark in there. You have to get a lot closer to figure out what it is.
Oh, I'll get closer.
When I get Matthias out, I'll like collapse, and like using my mace to sort of like hold me up on like my knee. I start saying a prayer. I'm gonna do prayer of healing. I'm at 4 HP. So
if I see him hurt, I'll be like, I was shouting out, "We need a cleric! We need a cleric!" I'll be looking to the others.
No problem there. You can ritual that prayer of healing if you'd like. That will take some time though.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
I'm out of commission for a little bit.
All right.
I can only mend your clothing, but I would gladly do that.
And I'll walk over to you, and anywhere that you've been pierced or slashed, I will mend, so that your armor is fixed up, but your body is still broken and bleeding.
You're like trying to pat down your wound, and suddenly you just can't get to it anymore because the armor.
Now there's armor in the way.
You're like, so you have to like pop your armor around and start, doing whatever.
Well, we wouldn't want it to fall apart in the next battle, and then you'd be killed instantly.
Right. Well, at least I look good while I die, and I'll continue my prayer of healing.
Okay.
I rolled
You
a
can't
26.
die.
On insight, it is very true in terms of its goal. You don't necessarily believe that it's going to what's the term? You don't really believe that it has like no intention of hurting people, but you do believe that the thing it wants the most is to repopulate.
What will you said you'll serve us if we let you out. So if I asked you to do something, you'd do it?
Will he pull a card?
I'm speaking telepathically to it. There's a
Oh, okay, good.
I can't quite understand that yet. He says,
I will destroy your enemies one time for you.
And if we wanted to like call in this favor, like we'll let you go and then run into you sometime down the line, would that be something you'd do?
I will do this. Yes.
All right. Everybody, I think we should let it out.
Well, now that we've killed all of his caretakers, if we leave it, it will just die. So I think we should also let it out, unfortunately.
It
Did
wants to
he tell you-
repopulate its people. It's very lonely. Needs
Oh.
someone.
Did it say
How
what
does-
it was?
No.
How does he repopulate?
I think he wants to go and search for some more of his kind.
Oh, we might have goals that are kind of similar, so maybe we should let it out. Did he say how he was going to serve us?
He said that he would lend us a hand in a battle if we needed to, one time.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Did he give you a name?
No, I can ask though.
Yeah, because our name's important.
And I'm like, what's your name? Telepathically.
I have never been given one.
Well, what do you look like?
Come find out.
And he's like stuck behind this gate thing, right?
Yeah. He's basically the chains of, from what you could tell, the movement of the eyes and stuff. He's pulling against these chains, and he can't get any further outward. But the yellow eyes are, and you do see a little bit of red around the yellow eyes. That's basically all you see.
Okay. I cautiously approach.
Yes, as you get a little bit closer, it's still very dark in there. Do you anything to help you see better, or are you just gonna walk right up to it?
I guess I'll take out a tinderbox and light a torch.
Very good. The torch alights, and this red flame produces a glowing effect all the way through this mine. You see these yellow eyes attached to a large amphibian body with a cloven kind of dipped in head, the eyes kind of around it in a slimy kind of skin, a large belly with a sort of a white pattern, two sort of claw-like hands, and sort of bent in legs. It looks like a giant frog with talons, and I'll show you the
please do.
token at this point.
This thing sounds cool.
Oh my god.
That's what you see.
Oh.
Large frog with talons. And as you get a little bit closer to it, it sort of sniffs.
Have you come to set me free?
Sure, why not?
It sort of like reels back a bit and sort of shows you the giant blocks with these chains wrapped around both of its legs and both of its arms as it flails backwards, and your torch lights the area. The mine shaft is entirely collapsed, although you do see a lot of glowing, shiny, crystalline objects protruding from the walls, and your torch sort of alights across them, and they flicker and glow in the light of your torch, and he reels backwards.
Does it look like quartz?
It does indeed look like quartz.
Excellent.
He reels back a bit and sort of points toward the first chain and the second chain locked into the walls.
All right, I'll go up to the lock on one of them, and I'll kind of look back to him, and I'll be like, just so you know, if you attack any of us, we will all kill you. I know I look small, but I'll fuck you up, all right?
Are you saying that telepathically or out loud?
Yeah, I'll say it out loud.
He unfortunately does not understand you when you speak aloud.
All right, fine. I'll say that all again telepathically.
I just wanted to mess with you.
Exact same way.
Perfect. Okay, so first you sort of hear, and then he sort of hears the voice in his head and then says,
I just want freedom and for my people to have more life.
Good enough for me. And I will pick the lock on this first one.
Yeah, it really is sort of like a straight combination lock, although that's a little silly, but it has like a padlock, I guess is the better term for it. And it's made of some really nice material that's holding these chains back. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
And we're all there, right? Like we can all see this.
If you would like to approach, any person that wants to approach,
well,
can now
I'd be still
I think I would go
outside.
see what everyone is doing.
Yeah, I'd be still outside, probably fighting back the tears, because obviously Finnegan said about at least he'll look good dying. So I'm hovering around him, sort of like, oh, you can't die.
Yeah.
Panicking.
Be quiet. I need to focus.
Zaunder, you are able to move your token forward, and you see exactly what's described: a large toad-like clawed talon entity with big yellow eyes. Probably about 10 feet square in its entire body. It's large.
What in the nine hells is that? He says, pointing his crossbow at it.
Oh, yeah. Do I recognize this thing? No.
Do any of us know what this is? Like any idea?
Make a nature check.
Oh man, nature.
15.
Have to be nature.
I think. Yeah, 15.
Neriad get an 18, but he's not really. He's not really engaged in this.
But you have heard of creatures called I don't know how to say this, slod or slad. I don't know which one.
It's slod.
And it does seem to match what maybe you've certainly never seen before, but you've read stories and heard about these kind of creatures, the slod. And this seems to be a red-skinned slod, as you know that there are different kinds of them.
All right.
Zaunder, you have no idea. It's just a giant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't reply to your question.
It's just a surface creature like everyone
Well, I know that. Did I roll high enough?
Yeah, you did. 15 was the DC.
Cool.
Oh, 15 was the DC?
Yes.
Okay.
I look at Zaunder and I'm like, I believe it's a slod, which they're like big froggy things, but they come in different colors. This is a red one.
Very interesting.
I rolled a 22.
22.
Oh wait, did you want sleight of hand or Tinker's or Thieves' Tools?
Well, yes, that's fine. Thieves' Tools is if you've
Okay,
got.
I mean it's the same roll.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. So suddenly, dink, and you're able to find the little mechanism inside the lock, and the padlock slides open and cracks apart, and its right leg is suddenly freed from the chains, and it sort of looks at you, beckoning a weird, toothy, slimy grin.
Well, that was very interesting. You should write a book. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm left in a towel.
No, you're not.
I am, as I kind of like roll out my like Thieves' Tools things, like I sit down at the other lock, like it's like a little like leather thing that's like bound up, so I untie it, kind of like set it
like
out.
a cinnamon roll of tools.
You know?
Yeah, you had to work on that second lock. Go ahead and make your next Thieves' Tools check. Zaunder, what are you doing?
Ooh, that was good.
You know what? Zonder's going to go to the one that she just unlocked and see if he can relock it.
Oh my god. I rolled a 24, by the way.
Yeah, very good. The
All
next
right.
one sort of bing, and it sort of breaks apart, and the other padlock and its next leg is now free, and it sort of like leaps in the air very boundily in this large ceiling. Dust flies around the entire cavern as it bounds back down, feeling part of its freedom, but its arms are still locked in. Unfortunately, Zaunder, as you try to put it back together, Gwen has broken the mechanism inside the lock. It is not capable of doing it. The slod does kind of look towards your direction, unsure of what you're doing.
You can't possibly be serious. Why are we releasing it?
It needs to get out, and it said that it would serve us. So, you know,
And
you like that.
believe that?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good at knowing when things are lying. So I can see right through you, buddy.
And I go over to the next lock.
Very good. Make your Thieves' Tools check.
You know what? I'm not going to interfere. I want to see this blow up in your face.
That was a 16.
16 is the DC's 15.
Come
so
stand back here. We'll watch it eat her when it is free.
under the third latch, and suddenly its left arm is free. It looks at its claws for a second and holds them close and sort of looks at you and jingles the last chain toward you.
Seriously, though, Zaunder, we should probably just ready ourselves in case it does attempt to kill us all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit nervous now, guys.
Oh, that was amazing. Fucking 25.
Figured out how these things work, and so this time you just, even without even looking, smiling, back at Zaunder and everyone else as they're ready, you jam the Thieves' Tools in, crank it to the right, bing, and the spring breaks once again, and it unlocks itself. The creature's arms are finally free. The chain's still dangling from the manacles around it, and it sort of makes a big sort of leap bound forward and gets to the edge of the cavern. It sort of looks around for the first time at sunlight in quite some time as it peers around and looks back at all of you.
Has it been 10 minutes?
It's getting close. I would say it's been like 7 minutes.
I start wandering back with it, like towards the opening of the cave. And I'm like, telepathically, I go,
If I call you Brutus, how do you feel about that name?
Brutus. I like Brutus.
Great. So I'll keep an eye out for you, Brutus. I wish you luck with your people. And have a free life.
It turns to you and extends a hand forward as if to shake your hand.
Wait.
I kind of wrap my hand up just in
slots
case.
are poisonous. Yeah.
It's supposed to serve us,
Because
right?
he seems suspicious. And I don't know if they're poisonous. I don't know if their skin's poisonous, but like this is sus. So I wrap up my hand and like with the fabric, and then I'll give it a shake.
Yes, it reaches forward and clasps around your hand itself. And at this point, it extends another hand forward towards you, Meena, just outside the cavern, and reaches out to you with its clawed, nodding and smiling.
Mina's just gonna kind of like look at it and just stare because she's feeling uneasy, but she wants to help.
Mm-hmm. It will start to relinquish your grasp, Gwen, when suddenly you feel the claw pierce into your arm just ever so slightly, and it retracts itself away. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Oh, save or die already.
Constitution. That's not great. 11?
11. Yeah, it hurts. It stings. It feels weird, but nothing seems to happen as you shake your arm away, and it sort of smiles and bounds away forward, and makes its way through the camp and away from everyone else.
Wait, where's it going? I thought it was going to serve us.
It will, in due time.
What do you mean in due time? How are we supposed to get a hold of it?
I know what he looks like, and I have a way of finding people, so don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's Brutus, by the way, if anyone wants to know.
Brutus. It's not a bad name. Well, I don't really know a whole lot about slots, but I've never heard of a grateful one. I guess we'll find out if it can happen.
I've only heard stories by the elders. I hope
You know
the
nothing
stories
about...
weren't true, but it'll be okay because stories are never true, right?
Wait, what sort of stories?
I unravel my hand and kind of wherever he like pierced me, I just kind of tie it around my arm and like over it. So like it A is a tourniquet and B so people don't see it.
Yep, very good. Okay.
Meanwhile, Matthias will as a kid puts his head underneath to look up at you as you're like praying. It's like he's trying to get underneath you. Stay away from the light, my lord.
And after finally the next couple of minutes, Finnegan, Prayer of Healing does indeed trigger, and you've ritual cast a healing spell on yourself.
So Prayer of Healing.
Prayer of Healing is great. I'm gonna step slightly closer.
Everyone not in the mine by the time the spell goes off.
I've been walking back out.
17 hit points back.
Oh shit!
Wow, very nice. Yeah, you all feel Silyun's glow around you as the Prayer of Healing takes effect. All feeling much
so
lighter
warm.
from this battle before.
He'll wipe the tears from his eye.
Everyone actually
alive.
gained, instead of 17, you all gain 18 healing. And those of you looking, especially you, Matthias, would see at the end of the Prayer of Healing spell, the duck's feathers' eyes begin to glow that blue light once again. And that healing spell goes off in a little more intensely than you would have even expected.
I feel better. What'd I miss?
The duck's a cleric.
What?
What? Feathers?
I will go ahead and reveal to everyone, since I've hinted at it enough before, but this is
one single magic-y boy.
This is what you see.
That's horrific.
That's terrifying.
So whenever Feathers is within 30 feet of a player casting a spell, the spell's total damage or healing increases by 1. This causes the duck's
Super duck power
to glow a very faint silvery blue.
Oh, God.
So something to keep in mind. And I think I forgot a little bit of it because you hit with a couple sacred flames there, Finn. I apologize for that. But otherwise, keep that in mind. If you're within 30 feet of Feathers...
Of Finnegan.
Finnegan, Feathers, wherever Feathers happens to be.
Is it when it gets cast, or so does that like if Finnegan is in melee with a caster or whatever, and it sends a spell to someone else, would that do an extra 1 damage on their spell as well?
Yeah, mechanically speaking, just to give away, no, it's only for friends.
Okay.
Yeah, so friendly wise increases all the damage, and healing of spells by 1 if you're within 30 feet of Feathers. There.
Nice.
Great.
I love it when that happens.
So that's an extra 5, technically. Cool. All right.
So as all of you kind of move away from the mine and the last little gleams and flickers of that sparkly quartz around you, you all can join back together, fully healed by Selyun, I imagine, and have plenty of time to do what?
Oh, right.
Well, now Matthias knows that Finn's okay. He's going to check all the bodies.
What do I miss?
So we need to go get the quartz in the mine.
There's a whole pile of it there on the walls.
She found a frog slave and let it go.
You what?
It was a slot. It's fine. And I walk away to go look in the tents and see if there's anything. I want to loot the place.
Fantastic.
What's a slot?
Me and Matthias just go
Have
opposite
I
sides.
heard-
No, wait. Gwen, wait. What's a...
Have I heard of a slard?
It was a
You would
giant,
notice
horrible
even though-
frog monster.
Yeah, even though you were doing your prayer of healing, you did see this like big red creature very quickly bound past you, Finnegan. So just-
okay.
You didn't maybe get all the details from it, but it was this blur of like giant red leaping frog.
Oh, okay. That was
Being-
that was that red thing, right?
It
Being
was
a
chained
nature
up,
boy.
and then she let it go.
Being a boy
Oh.
of nature, do I know what it is?
One nature-y
you can
boy.
make a nature check, DC.
Who would win?
if
A
you have
huge
heard of it.
slod or one nature-y boy?
I'll make a nature check as
22.
well, just-
Yeah, very good.
I didn't hear. You didn't say your advantage. I didn't hear what you said.
No, just regular roll. 15
Yeah.
DC is what.
22.
Actually, instead of that, can I see if they have any religious connections
Sure, yeah. Make a religion check.
as opposed to what they like are in nature?
Yeah, very good.
Oh, damn, I would have asked for Arcana if I could.
It's,
What if they're not
13.
magic-y? Then it doesn't matter.
You don't really recognize any religious significance from what you can think of there, Finnegan. You do remember reading something about different species being endangered, and they're one of them. It's about what you can catch. From
And the red one or the slod?
slot in general are seem to be very endangered in this world. Zaunder, did you want to make an Arcana check on it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that is. Oh, never mind. That's
Yep, phenomenal.
Unfortunately, you don't know much about their magic abilities. Okay,
There's
so
only
who all is looting the camp? And who all is doing
I would like to thoroughly take time to search the camp.
Okay. Matthias and Gwen searching the camp. Who's doing the quartz?
I
Mina's
will.
I'm gonna
Mina,
search the camp as well.
Okay, Zaunder also doing that.
Need a good melee weapon.
so Mina and I in the tunnel, just loosening
The
the cord.
tunnel of love.
Picking the cord.
Yeah, it's not too hard. The kobolds did not seem particularly interested in this stuff. They just kind of left it there, and it's grown over time. So you gather. I'm going to call it. Once you chip away the actual quartz crystals, just write down that you have enough quartz to enchant 5 items.
Okay.
We'll mechanically make that make sense later. And then
So these kobolds are they? I'm sorry to interrupt. Are they what are kobolds seen as? Are they seen as like dumb, stupid monsters? We kill them. Or are
They're
they
all
like
rascal and they're
or are they like
loving?
are they like yeah? I mean they're kind of mean, but they have a society and like they're all right, I guess, to each other. Like what's
the thing about kobolds that you would know is that they tend to be slaves. They tend to serve some other master. They are, and they kind of take pride in that. They are very like interested in being the servant to something else. That's basically what you know. They are
Minions.
considered to be kind of low on the totem pole and vermin. Some of them have risen to places in society based on some like claiming of dragon heritage, but for the most part, they just are like, I want to be a slave. I want to serve something.
Okay. In that case, I'll start gathering them and digging shallow graves then.
Okay, very nice. Yep. So I think Zaunder, Gwen, and Matthias, between the 3 of you, there is 42 gold pieces that you find. So I know the party's a little greedy right now. So that would be
Matthias is not.
14 gold pieces each that you would find potentially. It depends on how you want to split it up.
Gwen, take mine.
You also
Look,
find
Croton, an extra knife.
I'll sort of type this in the Roll20 chat here so we have it on par, but you find 1 short bow, You find 2 crossbows. You find 3 spears. There's a couple other spears that are unfortunately broken. You find a wand. You find
Yoink the wand.
great axe, and you find 2 hand axe. You also find 2 sets of leather armor. I think that's it. Yeah. You also find just like weird, goopy, moldy food around.
Yeah.
And finally, you find a shield that seems to be very ornate.
Someone doing party loot or?
Whoever wants to keep up with that.
What kind of crossbows were they, by the
Are we holding on to all of this
Hand
stuff?
crossbows.
Nice. I will definitely take a hand crossbow.
Okay. We can sort this out a bit later if everyone needs it right now. Let me know, but otherwise, that's a pile of stuff that you can.
Faye, you writing down all the gold as well? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to write all 42 of it? Because I already added 14 to my personal inventory.
Oh, if we're splitting it out to 14, then yeah, I'll add 14 now.
Okay.
That doesn't work out between 6 people.
No, it works out between 3 of us who are the 3 that searched.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
42
share mine.
divided by 6 would indeed be 7.
7, yeah.
If you were trying to be nice to each other, but it's up to you. Yeah.
I would share mine out.
I kept.
Yeah, Gwen kept 14, Matthias kept 14, Zaunder, you can do what you want with the...
No, Matthias would have shared out his 14 with everyone.
Okay.
Zaunder keeps 14. He'll take a hand crossbow, and he is definitely interested in the shield.
Okay. And that's the pile of stuff that you see there. The quartz, like I said, you get enough quartz that I'm just going to call 5 items worth. And we can work that out in a bit. You also see that there is a cart here that you can pull things in, so that makes it a little easier to transport the stuff back. It's a bit shoddy and a bit old, but it does seem to move.
Oh, a cart. Great. I'm gonna start loading the quartz onto the cart and get all the items and stuff on there. I'll just do menial labor for a moment, and you'll notice that Neriad is surprisingly strong for an old man. He's able to lift relatively large packages of quartz up onto the cart, no problem. Seems to be pretty strong, strangely.
Very cool.
Matthias will walk back. Yeah, Matthias will walk back to the group and drop the shield and a few of the weapons in a pile and put like the tiny little gold coin pouches or whatever they all had. I was like, oh, there's 14 gold in there, and he'll put it in the middle to share out.
Oh, great. We should start a fund for like all of us. If we're going to be traveling together, it'd be nice to have a pool.
I mean, how long are we going to be traveling together? Really, just to the next town, no?
Yeah.
Well, I've been meaning to talk to you all about this. I didn't just wander out of the woods randomly. I'm seeking
I hope not.
I'm seeking people to help me on a much larger, much more difficult quest, if you want to call it that.
Oh, and you want us to help you look for them?
No, I think I found them. You look around you. We just destroyed.
We killed them.
Yes, amounts of kobolds.
Oh, you mean us?
You're all great adventurers. Matthias, your little fingers are incredibly dexterous, and I've seen you kill like 35 people by now. Meena, you shift into different animals. Like, I've never seen anybody do that before. Very impressive. Zaunder slew a kobold. He went into tiny pieces when the crossbow hit him. I could go on and on. This whole party is extremely powerful. I mean, I've
telepathically communicate with Gwen really quick. Notice I didn't say anything about us.
I did notice that. That's what they're like. What the fuck is this shit?
I think we're off the hook.
So I think we really need to stick together and consider maybe trying to save the world.
We're going to need a cleric, though. We can't take that duck everywhere with us.
Neriad, what are you paying? What are you paying for this?
I'll pay every piece of gold that I receive, if you want.
Oh, that won't
You
be
can have my
necessary. I
share.
mean, we won't be doing it. That's a big undertaking for.
That's a lot of responsibility, and I don't really care about most of the world. So
We're not really into that.
Are we saving the whole world?
I
Even the
think so.
Underdark?
Everywhere.
Ah, gross. Definitely not helping now.
I
Hey.
worry that these earthquakes that
I'm just
recently
kidding.
occurred have something to do with it. But deep in the center of the great forest, there is just a large empty space. Have you ever heard of this?
Have I?
No.
So, my stupid mic's not working. Zaunder, you have not heard of it, but basically all of the rest of you know this. It's just been around for a long time. It's called the Empty, and people just kind of ignore it. They're like, "Yeah, that's weird," and then they just kind of go about their day.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's one of the 7 wonders of the world or something like that.
Yes.
it's something.
Yeah, it's soon going to be the whole entire world. I lived next to it for many years. Think about like 5 decades or so.
It's like
It
beachfront
slowly-
property.
Well, it sort of was nice at first, having nothing to worry about. But then I started to really worry about it as it took over the property I had built and destroyed my home and just laid waste to everything. It took a long time, but it just makes things nothing.
And you want us to fight nature?
Well, I don't think we're strong enough yet, even though we are powerful. We're going to have to get a lot stronger to defeat whatever is causing this.
You know, Neriad, I'm inclined to go out on a limb and say thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, how about we just stick with the oranges for right now?
Right, we're gonna load this stuff up. We're gonna go back to, what was the name? Mr. Garcia's.
That's good. Yeah.
What the fuck is his name? Bobby Garcia.
Bobby
Garcia.
We're gonna get our shit made nicer, and then we're going to head to the southern outpost. Right, that's where we're going. Question mark.
Right, southern outpost, and then we're going
then-
to
And then we're gonna
Burton.
leave you.
Then we're going to Burton.
We're gonna go to Burton, and you guys can go off and do whatever you want.
You can
Oh,
go
I'm
fight
coming
an
with you.
empty space. What? You're not
leaving us?
invited. Well, you're not invited either.
Oh, we don't. Oh,
I don't care if you leave us.
Oh no, Matthias, you're welcome.
You all can stay together and have quite a fun time, but
Great.
we're kind of a dynamic duo, so
Sounds amazing. Don't ever want to see you again. It's fine.
Like a
Well,
high flying trapeze act.
we're family now.
You keep saying that word.
Well, the skeleton said it.
right, just because a skeleton said it doesn't make it true.
Oh, does it not?
You're not a kobold, are you? I'm going to call you kobold from now on.
Oh no, obviously I'm not a kobold.
Oh well, then obviously we're not a family then. Does that logic? Is that lot? Do you understand?
Kobolds.
Oh yeah,
are
we almost all
these-
died. That was nice, but it's not.
Right, it was a great bonding experience.
We're
Had
not
a
really.
blast of a time.
Yeah, we're not really quite there yet. We haven't even begun the race yet to that point.
But everybody, the world might be at stake. I don't really know much about the Empty expanding, but I know that my home is at risk too. And if we can all adventure together and learn and figure stuff out, wouldn't that be better for everything, for the world, and for all of us?
Well, I'm sure there's someone else who could do that.
I mean, if you're hell bent on doing it, why don't you and Nereid pair up and go?
Yeah,
I
a dynamic, like a dynamic duo.
Your
Neriad
own...
and I have already made an agreement.
Great, so it's all settled then.
Then you found your party.
Oranges do sound
Suppose
easier.
so.
Look, your cause is noble. It is, but
And maybe you can find some more naturey people to help you out with that.
we're a bit out of our depth with that.
It's not really my bag. I kind of stick more to more urban settings anyway.
Yeah, like helping people is all nice and well, but
It's a waste of time,
Finnegan,
personal,
you're a
I think.
cleric.
what? No.
You're a cleric, Finnegan. You're supposed to help people.
Yeah, I can't fight nature.
Oh, but what if it was a creature that was doing it? Could you fight?
Well, then
a
I'll
creature?
kill that. Yeah, I'll kill
Is it a
that.
creature?
Is it?
So
I
step
have
one
no
is we
idea.
have to figure out what is causing it. Step one, we need to
Why
figure
are
out.
you leading us on this quest if you don't even know anything?
What I'm learning here is that you're very uninformed.
Yes.
Have this like eye in the sky type fantasy about it. Why don't you and Meena, once we get to the southern outpost, you and Meena can go off and figure out what the fuck's going on with the empty, and then years down the line, maybe you can come find us, and maybe we'll help you out then.
Or even better, we're not animals. You find out more information. You find us in Burton. I'll be staying in Burton, and you come get us then.
Do you plan on leaving the island or the continent?
Maybe like 20 years from now.
No, in 2 years, this whole island will be gone.
I was meant
faster
to
and
be
faster
leaving
every
the
day.
island.
What would it be? Is that an actual thing?
I have no idea.
We might as well leave this continent shit anyway, so...
Oh, yeah, fine, I was planning it.
We could go to Waterdeep if you like.
I can go right now.
I can't leave. All of my family's here, and I was sent out to help them. I can't leave. I have to...
I'm sorry, but...
You don't have to leave. It's just me and Finnegan.
Okay, well then why don't you just go, and we'll just figure all this out later. Let's just go back and get some oranges.
I could go for a slice.
Oh, I've got oranges. I'll pull an orange out.
Oh, cart's all loaded up anyway, so we might as well head on back, no?
Could I have some?
Are there horses?
There are no horses, no.
We got to walk the whole way, and we're going to be talking or having very tense silence.
Very tense silence is what I opt for.
Nope, I'll be talking.
All right, you do indeed make your way back toward the...
Did I dig the graves?
Cart.
You did dig the graves. I put them all over in a corner here.
Cool.
And you were able to...
Nice.
It's pretty shallow. You know, eventually you were just kind of like...
I didn't want to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, you didn't...
You know, why don't you turn into like an ox or something and pull this cart?
Why don't you turn into a jerk and stop talking?
Too late.
That was such a great comeback, Meena. You should be really proud.
Comeback. It was so
Definitely getting better.
Oh, man. So, a lot of tension happening in the party as they move their way back towards Bobby Garcia's farm. You have... It's just now, like, 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock.
That's like an hour.
Really, it took you about an hour total to scrape through the bodies, get the quartz that you needed, and dig through. And yeah, tense silence or talkative. You do
I'll be talking.
way for the next hour and a half or so back towards Bobby Garcia with nothing really happening on the way there in terms of your god telling you what the plot is.
Yeah. Matthias.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Why'd you say it like that? Matthias, where do you come from?
Where do you go? Where do you come from?
My name ain't Cotton Eye Joe.
Gwen, you haven't said anything for an hour. You start off with that.
Sorry, I'll go back here.
Yeah, all right.
I don't really know. I was just on the streets.
Oh. Is there any place you frequented?
I was meant to be seen off this island.
Oh. All right. Well, what'd you do? Did you just travel around?
Oh, I didn't do anything. It was his fault. I point to the mage hand. Kept picking people's pockets.
Right.
And blaming me.
Oh, what is that thing?
Well, it's my friend.
It's a mage hand. I never was very good at that one.
So what?
What?
It's a mage hand.
And
what does it do?
Just off to the side, yelling at you.
Yeah, you can walk over here.
Oh, okay. It's a mage hand.
All right.
Wizards use it to do things, move stuff around. It's a pretty simple spell, but I'm terrible at it.
Oh.
But
you said it's your friend. You're friends with a spell.
That's
a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is super weird because it doesn't go away. Most of them just, you either don't see them or they vanish, but his is right there. I point at it, flying around.
It never used to leave me alone, and I look at it and I don't really want it to now. Not if you lot are leaving.
I don't really understand. So it's not your spell?
No, I don't. I keep looking at it.
Yeah, it's sort of just floating around your head, and kind of every now and then we'll like do a little twirl and kind of.
Well, how'd you find it? How did it find you?
It helped me survive.
See, you really didn't answer the question. You just kind of you gave it other information.
It brought me food one day.
Oh.
It keeps bringing me things.
Oh, so it's like a good hand.
Well, yeah, but it gets me into trouble. You know, people's jewelry.
Like. Children here watching this stream, watching hand.
But you know, it got me in trouble. Like, bring me gold, and I never turned it away.
Well, it's interesting. You ever hear anything about that, Neriad? Anything like in your studies?
No, when I tried to learn it, I just failed miserably, but the ones that could cast it didn't last this long. This is a permanent mage hand. It's very powerful.
What's the town that we come from again, Zach?
You were in Port Zane most of your life. Yeah. There is a little colony that you may have been in for a little while outside of the Western Outpost.
Yeah,
can we go to the main map?
Sure, yeah.
Just so I can get some name references.
The people from Port Zane called it a curse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sounds like one. If it doesn't go away, get you into trouble.
There's the Western Outpost there. So Matthias there's a little colony of not even on the map of mouse folk that kind of frequent around the Western Outpost around here. But Matthias, most of your life you spent in Port Zane.
Mm-hmm. I probably wouldn't know much about the mouse folk north of here. I've never really left the town.
You know that there's a circus. That's basically the thing that you know the most.
Everyone knows there's a circus.
Yes, the circus of mice and mice.
Well, Matthias, do you want to get rid of it?
Meena doesn't know there's a circus.
Meena would not know, yeah. Zaunder does not know there's a circus either.
I don't think I do now.
It'll get you into trouble. Do you like getting into trouble?
Oh, no. It got me into trouble, but it also fed me and kept me alive.
Oh. I know the feeling.
I wonder if it belonged to someone who was your true friend, and maybe it was cast on you like some blessing.
Oh, that'd be nice. Did you lose someone?
I don't. I remember. I grew up on the streets. People would call me a rodent, and I was obviously a bit different.
You are a rodent. That's accurate.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
But you should be proud of it. I mean, I'm an old man. That's not any more impressive than a rodent.
Yeah, it's like calling you a prune.
Yeah, a prune man.
Oh wait, Zaunder's done that.
That's true. Yes.
Yes. Is that not what he's supposed to be called?
No, it's Neriad. He's just a human. He's just
you
old.
can call me prune man if you want to.
No, you don't. No, you don't call him prune man.
Prune man, Neriad.
All right, that's your title now. Well, I was just curious, Matthias. That's all.
I was being seen out of this country, this island. I was going to the northeast.
With the chains when we found him the first time. He's a hardened criminal.
You were in chains? For what?
Is that what they were?
Shackles, chains. I don't really remember. I didn't get a good look at him. You just slipped your wrists right out of him, though.
Well, these ones, and I'll pull them out the back.
You kept them?
I didn't. Well, I had to. I was obviously being escorted, so it made it easier on whatever his name was, my old friend.
Did that friend do a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he died. What? No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, he was tasked to see me off the island.
Well,
oh,
what'd you do?
Well, my punishment was to serve others and help others with my curse or skills or whatever you want to call it.
How would you feel about doing that in the Underdark for an older drow woman?
Well,
He's asking you to be a slave.
oh no.
How would you feel about being best friend to a bunch of drow?
I say he changed the name, but it's still the same purpose. It's still the same mission. Zaunder, why don't you go be your own slave? Go be a slave to someone else.
I kind of like the sun.
What?
I already was.
Oh, you did do that. You already were. I'm sorry.
Well, sort of.
Well, no matter. We'll be at Bobby's place soon.
And indeed, if that's the end of the sort of chatter as you make your way forth, about an hour and a half goes by, and you do indeed see the familiar sight of Bobby's farm. Bobby is digging through those watermelon bushes still, as you make your way towards him, and he sort of perks his head up. Oh, blast! You're quite quick, aren't you? Yes, very nice. Yeah. Did you get them dead? Mm-hmm. Did you bring me any quartz? Yes.
Oh yeah, we killed all of them. Every single last one. Also freed a frog, and I got your rock. So
you freed a frog? Is that right?
Yeah, it's a frog.
That was really big. If you
It was
see
a
a giant
slod.
red
It wasn't the frog. It was a slod.
Oh yes, that's what they're called.
What color was it?
Oh, red. It's a big red.
Very red.
A big red thing that just hopped around.
Red sloths, yes. Well, they can be very loyal creatures. They only wish to reproduce. Yes, and be careful.
How do sloth reproduce?
Well, I knew a couple halflings like that.
They tend to implant their eggs into particular people, and well, if you later, they will burst forth from your chest, and baby sloth is born. Be careful.
Is that so? Says Zaunder as he turns and looks at Gwen with a smug face.
So, Bobby,
what are you talking about?
How do you know how they lay eggs in people?
I believe that they're just able to transfer it through touch, or
Gwen is like stoned. She didn't tell anyone. She's like, no, it's just a little thing. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Zaunder was standing next to you.
Sounds like the one that you found was quite friendly. I'm sure that's nothing. Let's get everything inside. And
yeah, I'm sure no one's gonna die because of that.
If he ever bothers you, tell him you work for us, and he'll leave you alone probably.
None of you guys know.
That's
None
right.
of you guys know. None of your characters know, you fuckers.
I'm feeling hot. I'm gonna take my armor off.
Zaunder may have caught that there was just an interaction at the cave there, but no one else would be. And Meena had similar interaction.
Yeah, Zaunder saw that she was unlocked, that she freed him, and had that whole conversation about it blowing up in her face.
Yeah. But no one saw the actual.
Oh no, I don't know that Gwen has been.
Handshake. Yeah. We don't know if she has or not. She rolled.
No, she has.
Okay, so Bobby walks into
I'm feeling
Bobby
hot.
walks into the fence and helps you pull the cart inside, and looks at all the quartz and says, "Oh my lord, what you've hit the jackpot here! Quite right." Oh, he sort of rubs his bony hands together, and they make this sort of clattering sound as he tries to pop his knuckles, but nothing happens because that's cartilage and not bones. And he sort of looks over to the fire and says, let's see whether or not this works. And he takes a little pinch of the quartz and sort of flicks it into the fire. And you do see the fire turn blue for just a moment. And he goes, yes, well, muttering the right words, I can channel this exactly as necessary. Mm-hmm, yes. What shall we be doing here? Hmm?
Well, I think Finnegan is shirtless. They've taken off their armor.
Okay.
And bare feet. Well, I think Neriad should get one, right? Should I go save the world and everything?
I don't really have a weapon. I'm gonna look around and pick up a relatively large stick from the ground.
Okay.
Something that would be a quarterstaff if I use my imagination.
Make an investigation check.
Can you only enchant weapons?
All right. You don't know yet.
All right.
15.
Yeah, you do happen to this sort of dead tree over here has a particularly long, sturdy branch, and you sort of just like pick it up, break it off the tree, and pick it up, and this looks like you could walk with this.
It's pretty good. Sorry about your tree. Try this one,
and I'll hand him the quarterstaff.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could probably do something to this. Yeah, mostly for weapons, I'm able to make them hit a little bit harder. That's and in terms of what you're wearing, your armor, I can make you a little harder to hit. That's what I'm capable of doing with this quartz here. I measure it to be about 5 items. What 5 items shall we be using?
All right, well, Neriad gets one.
Zaunder strides up and sets his crossbow down as well.
Zaunder, yeah, if you're exiled now, you kind of need something to help you.
Is it just
not exiled?
Right.
Question, DM, did he essentially say that he would be like making these like +1 items?
Yeah, that's what you kind of suss out. Yeah.
Okay, because I wanted to know if it was like just to hit or if it was also to damage, because that changes.
Seems to be both. Yeah, +1.
And well, Meena needs one if you're gonna help Neriad to save your family and everything.
Would the +1 to damage work for a crossbow as well, or would it have to be
it does,
bolts?
He hasn't sort of differentiated anything, but to sort of metagame this for a second, you bring him quartz, he can turn things into +1 weapons.
All right.
Or armor.
And +1 armor, yeah.
Meena, do you even really use a weapon?
I use my quarterstaff, but I cast Shillelagh on that, so I'm gonna ask him if he'll do my leather armor.
Yeah.
I have a shirt on underneath, but it's a little bit revealing. So just
what does that
it'll
have to do
be
with
okay.
anything?
Well, I have to take my armor off for him
It's
to
her armor, and it's like
All right.
Somehow her hair also like undoes for the ponytail.
it's like cut down to like here's my armor, good skeleton sir.
Except keep in mind that it's all of the hair on her entire body. That's
It's also true.
Right.
Kiss Me starts playing slow motion in the background.
so bad.
Right.
So she takes her leather armor off and like puts it down. And...
Zaunder turns around as soon as it starts coming off. He turns around. Pulls it out.
Oh, is that an euphemism?
Yes, I believe I'll start with this crossbow here and go ahead and sort of takes him a while. So over the next couple hours is how this is gonna happen. But he's kind of like tosses the quartz in and like coats your weapon for a second, tosses some more quartz in and coats your weapon. So what 5 weapons or armor pieces are being done, party?
Well, I think Matthias needs one as well, right?
Quarterstaff. No, it's not your quarterstaff.
No, it's her armor.
Yeah, quarterstaff, leather armor, crossbow.
Matthias will walk forward and pull out this item out of his pocket, and he'll can you do this? And he'll open it up, and it will start playing a song, and a little ballerina will start singing.
Mm-hmm. He looks at it for a second.
Can you do anything with this?
Well, if you brought me some different materials, I'd be quite capable of making that work. But unfortunately, quartz is a little more base material in terms of components. It's more capable of helping in defense or attack. Yes.
Oh, could you do anything with this? As I hold out this ruby necklace.
Oh, again,
these rubies.
That's finer in terms of
right.
Well, yeah. The rubies themselves?
Yeah, the rubies themselves.
Here's
take them out.
Peers at them for a second, and he says, "Well, wouldn't you know that's just enough. If you're willing to expend the entire thing, I could do something quite interesting with these rubies. Yes, I could."
Oh yeah, go ahead. Here you go, Matthias. I'll break it off and hand it to
him. Thank you, my king.
All right, so that solves a bit of the little tension I added here. So Matthias will get the box enchanted.
I don't know what it would do, but I just thought it'd be nice.
Yeah. I'll think of something. And the rest of you will get one item, either a +1 armor or +1 to your weapon. What do you want?
Matthias, do you not want armor or anything?
Oh, I don't want to be greedy.
Oh no, it's fine. You get one. Gwen gets one. Everyone got something.
And again, you didn't get anything.
Yeah, I did.
He's doing an extra weapon on top then.
He can do something with the rubies that's not a weapon or armor. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. I'll hand in my rapier then, I suppose.
There you go.
All right, so we got a rapier, we got a crossbow, we've got Meena's armor, we've got Neriad a quarterstaff. Anything?
And Gwen. Gwen, go ahead. Give me your armor.
I don't wear armor, silly.
Oh, that's right. Give me your little wraps or something.
Well, I suppose you could enchant this, and I'll take a very nice looking dagger. It's like got like a nice or like ornate handle and a jewel like set into it. It's like antiqued, like bronze. Yeah, and they'll just be like, "You could do this, I suppose."
Yes, that would serve nicely. So those are the 5 things with the quartz, and they all get enchanted. And then what's getting the rubies? This is a non-combat item that the rubies can enchant.
The music box.
The music box.
The music box. Very good. All right, so +1 to all those items. Pretty successful little raid. Surprise that you got there. Very fun.
I got a cool stick. Look at this thing. It's all glowy now.
Whoa! Yes. Watch where you're swinging that thing.
The music box, he sort of like, yeah, that's quite interesting. And he sort of like bony hands starts to stroke his skull, bottom of his skull. I think this could be quite interesting, yeah. And sort of he tosses the rubies in, and instead of that blue flame, it becomes a sort of a magenta kind of flame, and he coats the box in it and lets it singe around. And he pulls it back out, blows it off, and there's this sort of like dust of rubies that crust across it that kind of get blown off. This should make you all a bit sturdier when you hear it. And then sort of hands the box to you. And to take short rests here, I assume that everybody's doing, and focusing on that object, Matthias, this will give you everyone will receive 2 temporary hit points when they listen to the song of the box once per day. And I'll brew that item up.
Wow, very cool.
Awesome. I won't write that down. I'll let you do that then.
Yeah, I'll make the item on D&D Beyond. But yes, so when everyone hears the song, they gain 2 temporary hit points for the course of the day, but once per day is where the magic works.
Awesome.
Very, very good. Yes.
I can see the chat saying about the slimy children and that, but they were real children once. Right?
That's true.
Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, the mouse likes slime. Leave him alone.
Like a child monster, yeah. They were formerly the kids formerly known as halfling kids.
The kids formerly known as
as alive.
Well, after a couple hours, you all are able to take a short rest if you'd like that. And he offers you the different items. They all have these sort of cool blue sheens to them, and then the music box of a ruby-esque sheen as well. He says, I do hope you understand that I'm a man of my word here. And that was quite fun. I haven't done something like that in ages. Well, I don't quite know. I was dead for most of it, but I guess that's the thing. Looky here. And he sort of motions outside, and there is a cart outside the orange grove here that is filled with these boxes, all of which have a skull on them that says the Golden Road. He's carved into these boxes very ornate.
That's beautiful.
Bobby.
Yes, my dear?
I've got a question for you. If I showed you something magical, could you tell me what it was?
Oh, well, yes, I think that would take me some time, but I probably could.
I pull out the wand and the shield from the cart that we grabbed all our shit from.
I forgot I was going to give that shield to. I was going to give it to Finny. So.
Finny, I want to find out if it's a magic-y thing first.
So
one magic-y boy.
Getting it in the mud.
I've been rolling D6s for my rapier. They're D8s, isn't they?
Yeah, we talked about that.
I forgot.
Oh, the rapier itself, yeah.
I'll be rolling D6s.
So he does indeed take some time and identifies the shield. The shield gives you +1 AC against ranged attacks only.
Nice.
How that one works. And the wand is a wand of, let me see what I had in my notes here. I'll make another sheet for this one. It is a wand of Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Once per day, it can cast the spell Scorching Ray, which I can link on the D&D Beyond for that item.
Poor Ray.
Poor Ray getting scorched all the time.
All the time. Poor Ray. Scorching has happened to him so often.
Their poor butt.
Yes, this is quite a powerful wand. It doesn't work very often, but it does seem to be expended for today. But yes, there you are. We'll cast a particular spell that tends to set some people aflame. And this shield here, well, it's not quite good close up, but it does indeed stops arrows very well. It's almost like they're magnetized to it, I suppose.
Did I have that potion? Did I grab that potion also?
I've got it.
You've got it?
Yeah.
But do I know you have it?
Probably not.
No one knows Finn grabbed.
Then
In fact,
don't mention it.
The ruby necklace was particularly unseen for the fact that he was wearing it. Yeah.
I've added that magical music box already.
Cool. Thank you. Very good. Anything else?
No.
In terms of talking to Bobby?
Yeah.
Finnegan's in the mud, if there is mud. Cooling off.
Okay.
I'll go sit by
Rolling
the
around
fire.
in the mud.
No, just laying in it.
Yeah, I'll go sit by the fire and open up the box and just sit there listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm just
Played
sort
that
of
little
wrapping up
song.
my old arrow wounds from earlier.
Yeah, very nice. Everyone's taking their short rest.
I kind of go around like the back of the cart so no one can see me. And I untie my arm and I look at it. Is there something in there?
You can see a wound. You can see sort of a, like you've been given a big shot in your arm, and it is, a little bit of redness around it, but you don't notice anything else.
If I push up against it, do I feel anything in there?
Make a perception check.
Oh God!
You hear crying of a baby.
Sounds like a medicine.
We're finding so many eggs and babies in this game.
You feel a heartbeat.
God.
Where's my baby
yikes.
basilisk?
Here's a place where you don't want to find eggs and
This is like you get knocked up in a way you never expected. Christ.
She's already pregnant with a dark elf.
16. The writing is coming off on this, which is annoying because I thought it was an 8.
Just make up a number. It's fine.
Called out.
It is. I'll fucking show you. Look it.
It's fine. I trust you. I have
it
nothing
looks
but
like-
trust for everybody.
It looks like an 18, but it's not. It's a 16. It's still good, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be.
Okay.
Perception and 21.
21. Yeah, you sort of run your hand across your arm quite a few times, and there is this weird little lump that you.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay,
Oh my god!
I take I don't know, a piece of leather. I have leather armor that I don't use, so I'll take just a piece from that and bite down on it, and take my dagger and just cut it out.
This is the worst. This is the worst.
Wow. This is hard to do. Okay, so I'm gonna have you do 2 things. The first thing I'm gonna have you do is make an attack roll against yourself.
Attack roll, okay.
Yeah. Let's see if this is you battling your willpower to see whether or not you can actually cut yourself.
Okay.
Crits herself and cuts an artery.
No, it's not a crit. What is my?
Better make a medicine.
I'm using my +1 dagger because it's the dagger that I was using.
Magical dagger. Yeah.
I can use the not magical one. It's just the dagger that I have equipped. Which is so that's 20, which hits me.
20. Yeah. So you are just biting down that leather, and boy, it hurts, and boy, you just want to scream, but you hold it in, and you rake that dagger across right where you feel that lump. What do you do next?
Flick it out? I don't know.
Go ahead as you sort of pierce it inside of it. I'll have you make a sleight of hand check to see.
Oh God, I'm so nervous. Okay.
Digging this into your skin.
So generous.
Wait, the way you're trying to get this out is the same way you get a pebble out of your shoe.
That's a natural 20, motherfucker.
Wow. Yeah, very good. All right, my entire plot line of Gwen pumping out slob babies.
It flies over. We don't see it. It lands in my orange juice, and I drink it.
You flick this weird little It's an egg. It's a small little
Very
and it flicks out of your body, and you start to reel in pain. And at this point, the leather falls out of your mouth, and you do think there's no way. You're screaming. I can kind of hear you. You do indeed suffer 2 points of damage as you're feel this thing get out of your skin, your blood. You're trying to stop it from bleeding, and everyone hears this.
Finnegan jumps out of the mud and runs over to where the screaming was.
Can I like pull a piece of like wood off of the cart, or just like bend it out a little bit so it looks like there's before anyone runs over?
Yeah, I think that'll work. Go ahead. Let's call it a stealth check just to see.
Oh God. Okay.
How lie to your own brother.
Oh, that's an natural one. But hey,
you're gonna lie to your own brother.
Oh, lucky.
Double natural 1.
Double ones?
It was a
20. 1 into a 20, and so.
Well, it's fine. It's on the dice that the numbers aren't quite right.
No, I'm being serious. I feel really bad. But like,
no, it's fine. That's the lucky feat. So you quickly, like, right next to the crate that you're on, you just reach back and pry it open. There's a nail next to it, and you like shove your hand into your arm into the nail and sort of scream back in pain. You suffer 1 more point of damage, but you are able to fully. Everyone, what you could tell, she just shoved your hand into a crate.
You all right?
There was a loose board, and I cut my arm on it.
Deception.
Oh, all right. No, you don't need to.
I'm joking.
I mean, seriously, but I give her the natural 20 that the insight checks would auto fail because it's like,
you wouldn't need to in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm a real good liar, also.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh, really?
Just try to be careful next time.
Yeah. Oh.
Last thing we need is for another one of us dying again. And I'll go back over to my mud pile as I'm walking. Like, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine.
What's it all about?
That's good.
I'm going to. Can I spend time with the basilisk and then get training with the music box? So when he hears the music box.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean, how long are you guys going to spend here? Are you going to stick around for a while?
I figured we were getting ready.
I think we're staying the day, honestly, man. You said it took us a while.
The weapons have been taking a while
for the weapons and stuff.
Yeah, so it's not even noon yet though. After
that whole ordeal.
Yeah, I mean it's probably right getting to noon at this point.
Oh, okay.
But Matthias, in a short amount of time, I'll give you disadvantage on an animal handling check. If you end up staying a lot longer, you can have regular roll.
The animal handling +2. Okay. Okay, so that is 4.
Yeah.
With a disadvantage.
As you try to like, make the little creature and it hears the music and it sort of like turns its head towards it, but it's sort of still trying to figure out how to walk, and the dog is like, distracting it, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to pay attention to it very much.
Okay.
Finnegan's gonna walk over to Neriad real quick. What's Neriad doing?
He's probably like just admiring this new stick of his. He's impressed. The last one he had was just like a burnt piece of crap from the woods, and now he's got a really nice piece of crap.
Okay. Finnegan walks over, covered in mud, bare-chested, only pants on, no shoes, hair like ruffled. Like,
oh, what happened to you? You look terrible.
Oh, well, you gotta watch where you're swinging that thing, Neriad.
I'm sorry. I'll just put it on the ground. I let it go.
Well, I just don't get it confused with the other sticks. Neriad.
Yeah.
I'd just like you to know, the whole saving the world thing. About like fighting the empty and everything. Yeah, I'm in that. I'll join you.
Oh, really? That's really good news.
Oh, yeah, no questions asked. It's just more of I have to do a long game with my sister.
That's okay. I think it's going to take a long time for us to be strong enough anyways, so we can carry on as we've been going, and just keep it in the back of your mind as we
yeah,
adventure.
Probably best not to mention it to her, or maybe to anyone. We just need to
I can do that.
get her a little bit used to all of us traveling around together. And then maybe whenever she's like, maybe she's had a lot to drink, and I mean like a lot. Halflings take a lot, but she could take a lot to drink. Maybe at that point we go like, hey, Gwen, maybe you want to fight the empty. Maybe she'll say yes.
How far away was that town that we're headed to?
To Burton.
Yeah.
Where we are now, About 4 days, maybe.
Well, we won't mention anything for 4 days, and when we get to Burton,
Wow, you're gonna hold your tongue for 4 days. Is that the longest you can hold your tongue?
Oh no, I've lived by myself for a long time.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, I only talk to Proton every few hours. We should be able to do that.
All right. Well, just try not to mention it to her. I'll work on it.
When we get there, though, we have a lot of gold. We could drink for days.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
That's what you want.
He smiles and is excited.
I'll regret that. All right, I'm gonna go back over to my mud and.
Why are you doing that?
I don't want to answer
poignant question.
As everyone starts to gather their things, there's more conversations. Bobby walks outside the fence for a little while, and he comes back and he says, "Hey, by the way, everyone, I have one more little surprise for you all." And he is pulling behind him, sort of old, hurt ox.
Oh.
Says,
Hello.
like with a cart of my material, you would need something to gather it all, and so I managed to wrestle this thing from the old farm. It was not too far away.
Who's this?
What a beautiful animal.
Yes. I don't know how long he has left, but it's hard for me to tell, of course.
Oh,
what is it?
Oh, they're fine. They're fine. Can I pat him on the back and do a quick healing word on them?
Sure, yeah. He says, this is an ox, yeah. It's a creature that's mostly spending life in labor trying to help others.
I'll be like scritching my basilisk. I had nothing on you,
So-
Betty.
They get 9 HP back.
Did you just call it Ben?
Betty.
Oh, Betty.
Betty the basilisk.
Amazing.
You have no idea what gender it is, but that's great. Still love the name. So,
Its name is Betty, regardless.
Refer to me by the name of Betty.
9 healing word. Yeah, the ox does sort of feel, a little more.
Yeah, if it looked injured, try to.
Yes, but it's still old as hell. So
Yeah.
it's not really picking up too much. But he says,
okay.
I believe it's been trained pretty well already. So if you march it forward, it's followed me all the way here, and I'm my skeleton man. So.
Meena, ask us its name.
I don't want to speak with animals. What if we run into any trouble and I need to have a spell slot available?
Well, how would you feel if we were with you and we didn't ask your name for a day and a half?
Well, I didn't really have a name to begin with. Names
I'll
are
ask
kind
its
of
name.
important.
All right, well, terrible analogy then. I guess I'll go fuck myself. Sorry, I'll name you something later. So I pat this poor beast.
So he hitches the ox to the cart with all the now the quartz being replaced with 6 different crates, 3 of which are oranges, 3 of which are watermelons. The watermelons are very heavy, and the ox is sort of like shrugs its shoulders and it seems ready to go.
Great. Now, where were we selling them again?
Wherever we go, right?
Oh, just anywhere.
Yes, well, of course, I would love to be part of the Fertile Farmer Society from the Southern Outpost, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as there's a regular market for it, I don't really care how you do it. Yes.
Oh, great. Southern Outpost it is then.
Do we know how far that is?
About 2 days, 3 days?
No, it's not quite that far. It's going to be the majority of a day trip.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
okay.
we should ask you one thing before we go. What's the going price for a crate of these things?
Oh, goodness. Back in my day, these things went for about 5 gold per crate for the oranges and about 4 gold per crate for the watermelons. Of course, with inflation and other things, I'll take whatever. It's your profits, basically.
Great. 7 for the oranges, 8 for the watermelons.
Yes, well, as long as they purchase it and we all make money, and like I said, just take 20% of the profits and make sure to gather me some farming supplies. I need more shovels, more hoes. I need some soil fertilizer, and etc. The kobolds would be a wonderful fertilizer. Perhaps I'll go fetch them, the ones that you've destroyed, and then.
Oh, well, they're buried right now, so you have to dig them up. But
oh, well, I won't disturb it if you feel that that's important or something. But Yeah, so that's basically it. Whatever you sell these for, and let them know that if they want more, they can come right here to Bobby Garcia's Golden Road.
Bobby, is there any other type of seed or anything that you want us to look for you?
Yeah. Oh, well, kiwi would be wonderful. I'd love to have some ideas of how to make a kiwi.
I love kiwi.
At which point in our pitch should we warn them that you are a giant skeleton?
Don't mention that part.
I might save that for later. Yes.
Maybe that's for like high-paying customers.
Well, if they aren't looking out for you, then if they do decide to come over here and buy more oranges, they may attack you like I did.
Indeed. You feel like you have to let them know, but perhaps don't lead with that. Of course, I'm not really, we're not very good at branding, so.
Maybe we should get you a disguise.
That's a great idea.
Oh.
Like a meat suit.
Meat. Interesting.
Maybe like a scarecrow or something.
Oh.
Yes. But to get him a costume.
To be honest, I'm very proud
you say it like
of
that?
my current form. I feel very like it's me, Bobby Garcia, 2.0.
Right. Oh, we'll work on something.
No, fair enough. Okay. Well, Godspeed, and yes, come back anytime you need, and I hope to have some more supplies, and of course, if you find any gems, I can do sort of tricks for your items if you need them. I am always here.
We'll look after Betty, and I'll pat it on the head.
Yes, of course. Yes, you'll have to come back and pick her up when she's fully trained. But for now, she and Cassidy are just trying to become friends, and that's.
You're not bringing her.
Why aren't we bringing Betty?
We're going to the
sure
market.
It's a girl?
We're going to the market and back again, aren't we?
Oh yeah, that's you're right.
Can any of us check the actual sex of this?
Try.
For the last minute of us playing.
I'll try. I'm a nature boy.
It's important.
This is the most important role of the game.
Yeah, nature checks.
I'm not much of a nature boy.
All right.
I don't really care.
9.
19.
19. Yeah, Matthias, you got no idea what's going on down there. Zaunder, it does not have what you expected. Thus, you imagine that it's female biologically.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Told you.
Does Zaunder even know what female genitalia looks like? Let's be honest here.
The lack of.
Well, you might know if you wouldn't drink so much.
Because, Drow sometimes ride giant lizards as mounts, so he probably is familiar with that.
Is that a fact? Is that like an actual?
It's a fact. I can find you a picture.
Cool. That's awesome.
Good. So you gather the things together. The cart is ready. The ox is marching, and you make your way towards the southern outpost. You travel for the next few hours and suddenly see, I'll put you back on the world map for a second, that you have made your way towards the end of this day back to the road, first of all.
Made your way towards the end of this day, and we are rhyming here.
Gwen, what do we talk about? What do we talk about?
Oh, sorry.
You don't start. You don't start unless we got a loot.
The sun starts to fade in the sky as you sort of find your way back to the main road and start to head eastward, when suddenly, from behind you, Finnegan, and from behind you, Neriad, you feel a cold piece of metal placed against the back of your heads.
I don't move.
Don't move, all right? And that's what we'll pick up next week.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna get shocked so good.
All right, so that's the end of this week's Party Foul. A little kobold raid, some enchanted items, and a quick
and an abortion.
The Plan B. More of a Plan B situation.
We got a lot today.
It's been implanted.
A dodge
Plan blade.
occurred.
And a birth.
Thank you everyone for watching. For all the new
get knocked up by some fucking person.
We are here every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Got this campaign, episode 3. You can catch the other episodes on YouTube. So please go back and watch those if you haven't seen them yet. And catch us on Discord. Come to Lawful Stupid's Discord channel, and we'd love to have you play with games with us there. Otherwise, this is us.
That is a big thing. A lot of people come into watch a campaign. They're like, oh, they're 20 in. But guys, there's only 2 more currently available. So this is only number 3. So this is
number
perfect time
3.
to
You
come
can
in.
watch the full videos. You can watch us do little recaps at the beginning of videos if you want to go it that way. And you can, of course, like I said, find us on YouTube, find us on Facebook and Twitter, all the other social media sites. We love games. We're all authentic nerds here, and we are so excited to share our games with you. So thank you. We love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. See you next Saturday.
We'll do a raid, shall we? Should we go somewhere?
Oh,
Who should
yeah,
we
of course.
raid?
Yeah, let's
No,
throw
usual.
chickens in the chat when we hit the next Twitch channel.
We done Finn Menon. Who
I think that we did Phenomenon
we did
last
them.
week.
Yeah, we did them last week. Just someone else then, shall we?
I mean, my brother's live.
Chickens in the chat. Chickens in the chat.
But let's see who else is up.
Who should we go? Anyone else can think of anyone?
Anybody in chat have an idea who they would like to raid?
There's one called Devil's Luck Gaming that they're doing a giveaway tonight, and they're doing some pirate something.
There you go.
Pirates of Bloodwater, Scarred Land, Season 2, Episode 11.
That sounds perfect.
Raiding
Pirates.
Yeah.
Throw some,
Pirates.
throw some
perfect
chickens in the
sense.
chat to let them know that we're raiding. And we'll see you all next week.
Oh, I spelled chicken with 2 E's.
Don't chicken is super wrong.
Hang on, we're not in there yet. Raid.
Every time you did it wrong.
All right.
James.
Everybody, thank you.
Devil's Luck Gaming. Oh, I would have bloody spelt it right, wouldn't it? Hang on.
I'm just doing that so I can copy it.
This is for everybody.
Are we still live?
Alright,
Hello?
yeah.
What's happening?
We are still live. We're just doing the raid thing. So once we've got the 30,
Oh,
one more second. Right, guys, we got a raid. Thank you very much. Let's go.